0165199 chasa doctor and some ana won kasa and some ana pelko jack farm and you na ko jackera so brojuma say one product and so our Ghanaian market and so one ana day ko jack p aye mouthwash and after ko jack f no na mouthwash and some aba they also ya so brush teeth area we be bu ni tin na fe we dey agu wonum e dey ahohoro wonum no and a bo ban ama chesa ne kan say emo ahodo afe em some minute na and one say so say any adene nyina no e be yin kan so e dey afu wonum na fe ama wonum aye hwam kema we dey regular fluoride aba brush aye teeth no and some ababu ama chesa fluoride no e wo aye pest ni mo no and some ababu say and o gam e ho ban na we obi a tea and a jawa one drone aye proko no e say ye edema wa migraine e wo so chesa utino e funny to me jawa ni nyina no wonya drive fan sa proko no and some abetu asena wanya wa ho den ma pa wo ko kashi dragland and afi aye central marketer do no be abeso to bia no won sansom abeka number no ya no afra aye kojak e wo 0244559597 na won aye kojak farmer and some ankasa na me no kasa wonum say jumadi e fan sa super zonals no enom ahase no na no pay yare accepts ni bi abana ya no wa hye so and some adiama me say yankase DM best brand publication limited no and chese Cora Sports Consult omo and a tertiary amanko down no wo super zo enos aba so nyame ya mo tena wo so ebe wie na best brand ebooks no so wo pe bi ato a ayo prankra no abet la Posada Hotel e chi wono ma pa no mo ya twuma no and mama wakoda no so adwen no emu abie kama na afa de sua some ayo finding in your best brand 0507200200 na 3P garlic mission anyway we air drum no ashemu mapeno and you can say minerals chese ni peduano SCP esita enu anyway ama ni peduano uniform from afeno say unya bi to na boost immune system na ebeko ade atianya no wo to we your bawo gane bosume so akramsi enom empese be jawa ko che enkoi we ya bema modumba ompem e wo fam and what you sugar level our slow high blood pressure no and some dunya wa kase abroso na ntika twabia wa bra what one aye 3P garlic mission no and e bedu wa kagene mu ama oni peduano and some afano ntuma pefra aye 0248928824 na 3P and so enjo so
wo entampa na no pay yenrem our natural company limited na yemon komo na no pay sawo jonso sem enkoye asebema odunso te yawo ewo bema mpesa pro bema imuna eni nyina so epie ne monster wo ya na ebia kama enu ye proslav capsule seno ana betimi aboa ye ka nyina no weak erection ana afi ema no premature ejaculation enu ye true man capsule seno na anya bia enu betimi aboa ana afi Congo ointment wona mani sanse de tie bia no enu so ebetimi aboa na afi enu amakoye ede amount tisha no so ema me number ne 0249017101 eno aye natural ventures na afi what free wo mu our number is your customers vital bamistan capsules again etosin bema bia wayemre no wodi ane agan na agan no said ye ne se wo brain time e won pem 2 minutes na o te so a eno timi ma o tene wonam ensom e won pem eche oye dompe ane ntini mo adwuma no broni friend sciatic ntini no mo e yade no nyina nso be call e de ama na de ka wo biem no ensom na ne se ma nyina no ene mema ye no bie no na fe eno so busi livido e ma yatinka kosro e wompem na yenya ene natural prakasa no preke enso na tetre din 0240616061 what if doctors na omunche okwan obefa so anu madrei enso ebi ruta natural product no e wa jama so ruta no edro bia wode ye nemo ruta de wono so ne specialities enie ruta mixture e 3D malaria shede etie bia eno beyi e de afi wonom ama ruta life no moja ni afrisan ye ewe ni peduanum wonan ne won sataye titiriti a eno boa ana fe ruta tonic nso no de boa ane se wotie mi na typhoid fever no nso boa eyi efi onum tisha no nso se ruta no de bia wo de ye numbers enie 0244 485 632 na oni ruta empany for edim enkomo na seahorse or trakuku lantene de ye eboka engine ho ban free overheating and amphobia also ka engine de bia ma problem ni nyina no just nneoma wo di gugu kan no nya bapa wo anso bia otam ya na ja wo hwie edi agum eba no sa ema engine ho den eba from we no and prevent overheating ama and amphom ade a eba no say ebema engine no enso arrest no ebeyi e dey free on dia no ahye no so ese car no say private car and I say commercial vehicle and I say bia e bus and a truck ni nyina no e ade sem ebetimi aboa wo ama wo engine na den abema bra wo use to see also truck line TB 0544 133169 na what in common na no pay me dimafo e Dr. Time da so make say Dr. Atnase and I no pay odi dwumadie stroke and afi obi ani sisi ene ya obi a awo ho asem e ma menom ene ya papa no ma wo mu enso anyina poma eguta wo mu no eye dan a wura wa poma yi wo de beto fom bi ko wadra wo de ma wo de mra besa to so eno nti ne friend Dr. Time eda so bua kwa agogo school junction doctor bua juma kran so poku asema yera 0244 774282 na fe midima fo wa bonkomo na yerem e wotabia company limited wo madaroma wo mo de tabia takum anaba na takum yi sabema obeso ye takum ye jutum se ne wo bema mu a wadro ye tabia ene takum anom anabeboa ama dwumadie enso akoye de ama na de ken tabia ba Mr. no eno ye 3D malaria ye hawadwonya bia awo na atiagu anu sere ho ayo basabasa onum ayo onwuna wo de bo tabia ba Mr. yi eno ma beko kama capsules no ye sisi ne ya amaman ade usisi na boso a ebeji usisi mamaman nyina ade ama 0243686861 na wabon komo high sense adaroma na yeke na yeka nuama na de ebesiesie ya dem say yeka embia wo fridge bi kakra si kona bim wo air condition wabo bi washing machine ebi ensom na wo si nuama wo mre ni nyina ye obi awo yaso ye wo nuama use o kitchen sembia microwave nom ana sembia kettle bi na wo pa ne blender ni nyina wo benya bi high sense wo pe bi a wo betimi afre pay and I say obeko in showrooms our Ghana ya bia ya puna no pay aye di adwuma ba bia obeko bia Ghana ha on sam kan 0302550000 na wabon common no pay aye current stick ventures drone ye enam de enam asem de yenka onemom ya de ne bade a yetimi eka wasem trose embia gonoi wanya bi ana se flex wanya bi ana candidate wanya bi wo be ball enam draw aye friend say ne wo be yusu Zara Mr. Nini G 2-in-1 what the capsules no na no Mr. no na ayi afri wo na afi man capsules no de say the bema bia wa ho this here aba from no man capsules yi na ma asa peja o mema yom hindi aba Mr. typhoid fever obi a diabetes how obi a blood pressure wo so no hindi no na abepa bi 0246348334 na wadin kom Alaska na wo pepper no wanya bi de wo office na fe room ho so be say o ma bi bia kama de mawa just how pe wo pepesi ebi na de dijuma ye wo 3D 5D ye wo any blind curtains ye wo sofa chair covers ye wo PVC any floor tiles ye wo enuoma bebre amintimi modi wo de onya duwa ko bawani akohoma na enuoma dodo a wo mode ababego ye wo kumase adumi ade boss of a building edian mishakra circle tiptoe lane ho 0554 114878 na wadu nkoma Secoms Connect Limited yen ya connect the do konko phone close so amonone eja enso mde akire Europe na oko Asia North America US of any Canada ekwan enya bie adama adwuma no ye bie kwan amo ye in the world that we bia we carpentry we masonry obi a we electrician wo pese ne wonsan dwuma oko exhibit ewa amonone pesika wo mu enya bie akwanya adama we general nurse ana bia we midwife also no akwanya no ewo ho edema obia wo pa dwuma ye ewo abrochi na so bezo travel ekosua de eko scholarship bi enso ekosua de ni nyina no ya iboboa na afi onso atimi akobi world cup yi opa unchire mu nso a ofre ya ye betimi aboa 0553732982 enom eye WhatsApp line WhatsApp o ma wo mu abaje so he pasco aba capsules no eye liver ani ye kan wasa brabo yi de ye kan no wo sika de ko transplant to India there ube do kra na ye man ye so we na mfa eno nti dia won ba ban eno ana he passport say ono dia o ma unko India na Ghana he ya na ja wonu madre bi mienu anopa mienu anwumre o ba ho ban a ebeboa ye nuane a ye di ne nanse nyina no fertilizers yi edoso ma yare ahodo enso na ye nya 0557453579 na wo bo he passport no ebi Lawson Adaroma na Dr. Lawson delay man dem say man ka mema wu yen hia delay man kasuma ba bi ko mai wo mo say masa 2 minutes o ma 2 d 5 minutes o ba ju d 7 minutes o ba ju d dem long journey ne de ma o mu Philippa no nti ana ye kanfo delay man bi tasama say ba ya wo be hia delay won pem Ami adwa tum obi a low sperm count how wadwen and after premature ejaculation ni nyina no delay man capsules anu so mai munum bia okwa afichie ya na ya wote ya oni ade a wo de bo adre bia no enso ebetimi abo adre ewa adwaman so ba bia benya bibia no and a pharmacy bia bebo awura bia no benya bia to 0248619999 na fe wa bon komo Emulate herbal supplement no kantanka herbal pharmaceuticals wo mandaroma a boosty immune system ne pa e ti said ye tie bia oni pedua wa emre ye maame mu a mo ye adwuma we gyan no monum bi na afi emo amu pa be bia to aduro bia no obenya Emulate bi enso anum ye ko amano ne ye the power specialist herbal hospital ye maame doctor akoso adua ya e fatty liver o prostate na say e fibroid ana we yem eda ho pese enane edema ni nyina no wo mu enso we aduro edema kidney no wase brana omo adua herbal malaria aduro cough care herbal Bowa and Usunya Bia, ebe boya mame ewa Krakwa benya ACP Road, ewa Power Hospital, bus stop, Kumansi Feyase, Bosumchi Road, ewa Dria Junction, more takradi ase, ewa Kodo, ewa Naji Estate, 0244-544-422, na onia mame doctor, kusuya Dria, abonkomo fancy.
Whoa, Mate, may I say, Yamra question of the day in this way. Na yameto aso enfenfi wo na we no aye amuzu p Adaroma Dr. Amuzu say yenkancho say adro no ewo bebe etondro bia pharmaceutical shop herbal shop bia be kombia wonsa ebeka bi na infection adro no eno no Amuzu p question of the day or say who is the favorite to win the 2025-2026 UEFA Champions League? Who is the favorite to win the 2025-2026 UEFA Champions League? When and almost advanced by the round of 16 or your favorite say obeje the UEFA Champions League. Couple.
Well, Ghana for Argentina the way a Kwaku the Prince was a couple Ken of Europe a Madrid for Aneja Womo Ebetimiafa Douglas J Yabua as a Madrid no doubt afi Womo Anna UEFA Champions League no Junior Alonso as from Medina was a Barca Anna Junior Alonso message no and I feel Kwaku Sam say a straight cry Womo the cap no kwa come new ho and no any message Kevin GH say Liverpool Anna UEFA Siki and some dear Siki say Arsenal Anna Ewini and new message or day about Man La Russo and so Chelsea Anna UEFA Man La Russo no Emmanuel Kwabena Asari sa Barca Anna Ewini Terria Evans SFC Barcelona Anna Ewini title no Anna Fe George and Ponsa as a Madrid for Anna for Ability Nation and some as a Bodo Womu Ebeye and Sanctuary Pa and no a message or day Abana Kunsuko Dokrum as a Arsenal feed the day Sarah ebe fire funu obe wopa
wo nana boama on YouTube say aye Barcelona mo enso ena be fa UEFA Champions League way enso ayo round so say won so voti ama FC Barcelona kwasi Chelsea so say more far fancy Chelsea to meet Paris Saint-Germain again na when so aye Douglas Wilson or say wo kwari ama FC Barcelona wonom ana ofu say aye Champions League title no wo so ebe fa Danilo Junior say aye City for no woman and a better way so I Compton or say I straight Hala Madrid and now we have Champions League now Real Madrid that's who more also the Mabas and Man City and then in James as almost a sound to me because that be also Tiana ama Tiana Dimpanti and Pamo Modia why Musuma for One say round so I say Barcelona to the world. Your fan Zidat ono and so MS Jenny we say Barcelona from Pon Alberto no and some I don't know now more messages we say Liverpool your friend Fabio Cobb ono and a day message and so by and amongst one question and say I am Man City one and I bet the UEFA Champions League and so I see Omana so couple one of far
feed say teams in the bomb but Chelsea Beji Chelsea
me know ya
Chelsea never far
because I'm a coach now
yeah but
Maresca de Jomo so remember coach
and I say connection
yana
sanity
bankrofunu wo no
eno ni asem no but wo no o film said the na no ask
for wo film ana
o da bi say kofo bi yi wo film amaye SARS na vol lock wo mu na ifa PSG fa to obi be lock wo mu obi na lock wo mu a
tira do bi atimi hia wo bia o
hey Madrid for
pamu coach a oboa
connection bi
no so no salary beto so ana
obeba na obegina nche we dey say
na me ya o ma tua ne camera
zao
ai ko mo man tena me maso awo
o mo tif resource
ka mo tif resource o me se bo be kwa wo she inta
ni capra me to chacha
ya wo dey February dey wa fan ho adi because enra ancient na esi chiama no na no so ko suze na baba ko kwa ya wa dey na school ben na ma finance ya kwa ya wa dey na ubana enkani we tie wa so dey
county
ti supremo oketi na anamumu ntwa na bet holiday na amze bia mo home so yes regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana and for persons below 18 years bet we omo adaro koswani twa hanti course no na gugu so no afei na producers and abawo amze on crowd in sargent na BW3F BE6 BA9 22 O's BW3F BED 1F4 18 O's BW3F BE7 D26 9 O's and that BW3F BEE 54E BW3F BE8 4E7 so 8 and 5 O's respectively.
Okay.
The last two courses and one no ti the more sa could we be supreme bibia no dia ma menye na men komma na
of course
voice no dia kan men fanya among for stories ema wo na
of course of course
Salome president over so Asokwa municipality Botswana
of course
you cannot crack
this crack. It is too hard to crack. Wontumi is very amazing. Ye bompaye Shamachi Israel Yehuwa Elahenu Yehuwa Ekat we ahata et Yehuwa Elohika bika luvika uvika naveshika uvika miyodika tode yashak in English in the name of Jesus amen.
Messages and chairman ya dear pass watch me assemble yes quite be coming home papa me
na guess it is how guess no me say Omni boys this year. But say girls it is say. Wontumi sports no. I number 1.
Cheva.
Angwa juma no you. Yami wo hoda. Se uji dia. Obeya juma. Ansachre no you. Yami wo hoda. Se uji dia. Obeya
na ya the latest ni na no area ma ye tie for line when the show na Shadrack mama me ne kan say aye nyame ya no chena no per ball 11 o'clock ka Ghana and I say baby aye draw no aye UEFA wo mo Champions League we no aye round of 16 draw no and also abakos one para say manum say baby awa wo monitor ntwumadi anano pay aye na say bia ntwumadi o monitor and some na TV so anasam pay bia wo monitor ntwumadi and some na ne kan say Facebook and say YouTube no nyina no team bay and our support and our club we support so team bay and abase nyame ya duma watching almost sushana serious say yerim say when a new face and also asitia no the ten say your team bi horma we team no ontimi avoid den e mane ye da I na say ubenya sumasi and say we benya benten sana draw no nyame ya no tena and so mbase akọ and say we fa team bi and say Paris Saint-Germain now we say the PH for no we mo so ngade no base akọ I na say nyame ya no tena Paris Saint-Germain ebe draw bobokua ye fano Barcelona and say PH ebe draw team and thing and some ngade Chelsea emu ba kono and some ngade ne aye Paris Saint-Germain be hia nyame ya duma and some ayo tena and what no we fa obi arsa Galatasaray I na say be Galatasaray team no we be draw Liverpool and say we be draw Tottenham Hotspur and no aye say nyame ya no tena draw no and some ngade se akọ awa brano pay no ye the update ne kakra bi and some ngade and what ye fa entesa Real Madrid ne woman so aye 15 time aye champion our competition mo na onim so draw na and some abakos no sa Real Madrid ansia aye Sporting CP woman san ko Portugal bi mo Madrid abasan Man City boboku no woman some asan kwakoshia and wonim say boboku wan say Madrid so na say no woman tie na aye Man City for no and some atashia pa na and what Atalanta and some aye team baako I da say nyame yar mo tena wo be hia Bayern Munich and answer Atalanta and some na be hia Arsenal ebu baako and Atalanta team no won some na betimi adro our brano pay no ya the update tan dia kan nyina no and some na ebe and what wo fa club bi arsa Newcastle United Newcastle enya Chelsea otena wo some na be hia Barcelona na chesemu baako no and won some na betimi hia aye Newcastle boboko na chese wo hwa no Barca so enya Newcastle Barca benya PSG Chelsea enya Newcastle Chelsea abesha PSG ano aye said a draw no and some abesiako and what Atletico Madrid and so team no wo so nyame ya no tena aida sam obenya Tottenham Hotspur and asabi Atletico aye side wo so and Liverpool for no wo so nyame ya no beshia our round of 16 no now Bodo Glimt and some aye tuma wo say na no ya no watch Man City and so Chama Academy yansa ama City boboku no woman let Academy baako na Jamaican can so watch na draw no ainda say Bodo ebeshia aye Man City and asa Bodo and some ebeshia Sport Lisbon no and no aye say omo draw and some ebeshia koma wo sama roso we dia nyame nyoma do no tena womunya sport na bia woman sporting foi and some fan sa na koma say bia Man City asa ba one sha na bia this time manager fans up and some ayeniama from ama chesa run of 16 no and about the last head the jama side your fans no ayo Bodo na and what no more na so tiriasa woman be painted this time woman some na betimi asan ye so kabasa Bodo Asia ayo Man City akrana woman some na betimi atwa from Man City team no and some also and Liverpool team no and no academy comedy atwa so woman sporting director say say uni team awon ni nyina e wo kro ba koso anase bi o man bakum and some bayana enyede entoro de ankobenya nka Liverpool wo mu hia Arsenal dansa wo mu som na be hia ba mu nchitim no bo so namza ebi odiri e ba Arsenal team no de ebi akwan and some na da ho ba bia wo mu som na be tia ya join to tro no sana draw na be sia kwa ya the likeliest scenario and some na de man no pay no and some na wo shoro so na shoro yemko aye Paris Saint-Germain na show nervous aye akwata bia eno agere ba so anu so bobi ensom arama Paris Saint-Germain team no me wu se eno na boys no wo mo kam ade Paris Saint-Germain wo ma de said yourself na kan asem no wo kwatim ya chi na olusua na o kasa wo di atam na o brum ya ne ade nyame ya duma next week or some match obekwa kutwa enti asema wo kan nei no na besa nya sunso so eno PSG wo bi yanu so mo na nkofoi ensom adi ne kan sa red card ama Paris Saint-Germain awasem wi adwuma no simple wo ba level packing aba be take lead adi game na ko 2-1 wo bi yanu so ba wi hu ya no sa 90+1 na PSG wo bokuoi wo bo som ama mo na ko team no wo ma make come back aba bana chesate no tia kuma pa ebi ana wo hwe ewa bra kwata no ensom ana chese twuma bia ana som across no nyina no yare update bana player your for say show nervous and was say say Enrique ekatrom say motobo mo bon enwa na ne anya ho kra na manager na expect more ensom ade free team no essence untimi mo first leg now mo troka ensom koba second leg now some mo troka na wonya wa dwensa wo be so defend o title na yes manager na catch boys and say the last season tabia am for because I and Paris Saint-Germain team no e ka kitu obi na nkomo ye frimu na nka omantimi an qualify and omoden no fe ama chasa modumpoi ensom apojaya straight from playoff omo ese wo bia ensom adekwaje Champions League no yes manager na catch am say the course last season and yes scripted so be besa course aye this season na be mutinai say omo be so omo sanje aye Champions League so omo na so dia agi say omo modumpo no ensom apoja eno aye asoma akwata no ye for say show no verse no wono som ajaba na omo teammate for say Creature Kwaraskilia enso akasai na mama Kwaraskilia after the game no wono som adin komona do be so kan nyina no say wo qualify but ono so no onye satisfied e modumo mo bon enwa na chesa modumo no so from pa eno aye asoma akwata no ye for say Kwaraskilia enso arituka yentro player no after the game.
Yeah, I mean, it was a difficult game and we cannot win the game, so it's not good for us, but anyway we are in the next round, so we are happy and let's keep going. Yeah, normal, we were happy for the next round, but we know everybody knows that we are not happy about that game because we should win, but it's okay. Sometimes football happens, that stop, and we were good, I think, but we conceded the goal in the last minute, so it was difficult for us.
Yes, I know I am some branch fans, Creature Kwaraskilia, and Otessa, Yadeni post match, Emma Natchez on one Jatmusa, and Rob Bonan Shadanya, but on my qualifiers, one more pajam money atena, Yen Shifty and Gia, now you're free, I am Parina, I am Turin, and I just Alliance Stadium, Emra, Abasa, Juventus, La Vicia Signora, one more Yajumana Sampona, I never could say, I am shocking because Galatasaray, I said 5-2 our first leg enwa juve edika go and some second half no one do red card ama just a red card in the crowd no answer Clarence Dafonom and one more ka omunyina kam so we do the basa card we party referee abra kam say referee na nyina juma now there is no way I catch am say sabo we I was saying red card ama just enwa one 10 against 11 sabo second goal and some about 10 goal ama tie no and some about 5 Woman call both teams to score near day. Woman come on, sir. Woman come out 2 goals our extra time. And at the moment, is what match, you know, about free near can say a regular 90-minute period. Now, what about some our extra time? No, just say we are to qualify. Now, say we are live back. Now, say about could be and the association regulated and some regulation time in the and then say we are go no and some other judgment. Woman some assign your pa. Now, Shirak, Mama Chance now, Jufi. Woman could now was shine on my 11 Jesse. Hey, your pure bomber Chessa against the Grove and you, Supremo Shadia, Chessa bone in your empty net. Na Aqua Usuru Heroes in Bob Bono, Omadana about Trufeno, on Shina Hunio Masu, so Grove Ams or Bad Trufeno, Yenumia Fantia. Matches and a bono and also aqua baby now so you can play so many bono papa and don't Zagrova and you'll be an arches of Kosovo Niakota or France and on early natures of Juma I could I about Paris on Shomano and so to me adapted just empty net Boeno Nanka Western McKinney and some to me Bosha but I know not more than say Omonim Yentia McKinney and Kasama Bonansha what died to us and Don Zagrova and Karabi a goalkeeper no free bano and one way so was born to her and about to actually the Juana Juve one bench Obia Sorientina one betiam go you from Romusa Gomuti I just one hard jumper and now Oko Italy and no Monteswa and Sir Blazman no Aniate woman in Nigeria Sunday and your boy way and I'm a junior phono woman qualify Osha Boya Anka Omosha 4-0 within a regulation time no not just Anka and the Juve qualified 10 against 11 Emra now Juve and that's who control Juve and dictated personal now Juve and a kita ball and your possession any other matches one also as Quanta go just opportunity and none of peno ya can as some funny at now Federico Gatti will be on also Bobo be Emra was it you want to just say Juma die womo ya juma pa but qualification omuluzu ya na onu de obeso kan nyina no sa enye nra enema Juve efrimo na omukọ away our Turkey no omanyoma juma ye wo se ba bi omu frimo no ensom aye Turkey aho enema Juve esafa elimination ebiyem no Manuel Catali so aye juma pa enra na omu ye gamlo Catali kwa no bonania na cheseni su aba wo kokran pay ensom our post match say wo beso usukura na adana shows also adebe timi show mu esu no ebese pie asa kam eba na sui akam musana no a yellow Katari ado kan nyina sa wo beso osu but ontimi so na omaye duma pa wo bia ya proud no sa and shockingly woman timi an qualify but Juventus wo supporters our stadium no na wo bia ban some and some adamba ayo mu players no esansa omudri ba set team no woman ya juma pa qualification na manu nyina no na te so mu nyina some abom some and some aramatim na ya dey ayi update ba fai mama moment aboncha ban sa e kai gonto one ecoposti and some our Instagram and order Victor Osimhen ase because and when you Osimhen and start ete bako ama chesere to so yenu ba ya anka Galatasaray team no woman to qualify gonto one and some our Instagram and our comment say thank you master na chesena or the master no and some adama Victor Osimhen no Osimhen ya kana Osimhen no pay me story ba ma make choose Osimhen anka sa request for a picture say onu owura ye fano say Alexandro Del Piero obaso onu nitwa na wo share aye Del Piero eno anu nie na momentary obaso chese emsam wayen shra say wo share one of the greatest of all time and then aye Del Piero ana kwatana ye fano so Osimhen ko postina hano no mo din komo and was in any ante na emse we in the first time crana wo share Del Piero in person ya dina o mo prepare Osimhen amra be post match and Del Piero free aye camera nim ama chese Osimhen abano so meso man ko mesem no twa picture wo de yentiam komo no kakra bia and of course will be true striker no and some and one of the greatest of all time said here Osimhen ankasa kana Del Piero and Osimhen enkomonie.
I'm good. I'm good to see you. I've seen you for the first time.
Yeah, next time. That's why I came to say hi.
I respect. I'm fine. Yeah. I mean, it's a disappointing game, but I'm happy that Juventus gave their everything. This is amazing. I will take a picture.
Yeah.
Dadia bi twa dadia bi mu ahemfutire no ebi som na de bi achi ana wote se won kwa akora no say I will take a picture no say yeah amaga wo share no what picture na wo share no bi am Unia and some day for you I am one for the records our Brenano Peno Yadina Ante Tabana Wino for the sake of Amsa a moment to Yamanitano Peno Medio Simon Abamo Casa were disappointed Amoris also Munyan Enra no Sanka Juve qualify because Juve a Juma Enra pa Nanania Ediamani teammates say Galatasaray a qualify but Yaka will be an uncle deserve someone who qualified yeah now Sanka Juve after the game no Yansan Tiabian by popular request no way I am come player ye fan so Simon o kan control do because Galadian no I just so see any kakra trigger yentie no.
At first, I was really psyched up. I was trying to prepare my, my teammates before we step on the pitch. I let them know how difficult it is to come to Turin to try to get a win because I've played here also, and I know how difficult it is. And then I think it gave some kind of sense of relief. But I have to be honest with you, I'm disappointed in the performance of the team. I mean, the whole team, and I have to give kudos to Juventus for the kind of display that they put on. And we qualify, but I think we have a lot to improve on if we are to go into the next round and play the big dogs. I think this performance today was not really good. I think Juventus deserved the win, but I'm happy for my team to qualify for the next one. I mean, it gave some kind of sense.
Victor Osimhen Nelson Emma na Dana one was say before the game when we Italy and one said ya wo ba aye Turin araba bola yana chesenum aye difficult adama way team no until before the game no yes say we was one teammate agin command be psychologically one of the psyche the teammate is baby I by them say ya me fan ahongo so but mama bibi a rewura mo ya mo bono was the teammate be who crowd on bra na chesayam shishia baby I scared in terms of football na one cross Simon adema the teammate no kwade bi mo etie ebi mum enso ntie na say na se takiri ankeka ebi ababi a crowd eye tetani ate na eforia aye gidigidi anka bi attack wono and worship but onim say Osimhen say ebi mu hu say the enwana alliance kasa stadium esitiano na plus ni bi abohu enom ananam so ma cheso mo game no wo ntimi amono say the omususi pano yenti Osimhen aba bra wo confirm me.
I was really psyched up. I was trying to prepare my, my teammates before we step on the pitch. I let them know how difficult it is to come to Turin to try to get a win because I've played here also, and I know how difficult it is. And then I think some of them are kind of like timid, and then when I try to motivate them and do the best I can, I cannot do it alone. And I try to motivate them. I've seen that some of them, it's normal. This is football, and I think some of them are kind of like scared with the crowd and of course the way Juventus are playing. But I know this team, when you try to lay back and let them play, they're going to do damage to you, and they even play more better with the red card than when they are 11. So I think for me we have a lot to improve on, and when I try to speak and some of them tend not to listen, I just keep it going. So I have nothing else to say. At first, I was.
I know I am Nigerian branch of Victor Osimhen and Openo. You didn't update Ebana Chasawuka now, Timbet and Intia. BBN on Mubiama Betina, Bimu crowd on our face. Woman from Abohuna Chaso to Chroma. We will say, be a Wunkwana Chasa Stadium, no, and Nipa Bana Broswani, a general coaches, Alliance, a yet Chas Arena, who said in Yoma, Alliance Stadium, no, Chasa Bimu, so I timid, Bimo, I Bobimu. I know you some branch of Osimhen and some Maria Tudan Osimhen because American someone say when you're Juventus now Obabo now I say when your first time alright to nobody can sound I October Kansua when we were from Luciano Spalletti and the Okochi Juve I Juma Pay woman I'm some Kaba Mujes Ali title and some other man now Polybobo Kono now boy no and will say didn't I will show go I want celebrity and some other say now shouldn't here because born and Casa Kwan 1. No more the man was from and for 2. Out of respect, our war and some other coach, you know, because Orican Kai, sir, coach, and I will be one of the best managers. Woman, some I to many more, and I just all will play important role. I want to Osimhen Ekari Munti, we be shall go to former coach and and I be free Akokaha. Now I was so Kakano Rabatabi and Unti Anamono and some celebrity and no Aya Sama Kotano, one of some Anya to Canano Peno, Yari Amtet, Amaya for Sibabi who ya, Nene Fakwanisara, Wabla Kobasa, one more year down by 3 goals to 1. Now, a Chesapeake and Juve and qualifying was also Juventus as supporters. One more bomb on some Ediamo players, one more Bob Bruta, Ebian and one Shabi. And what 10 against them, look at her bona. What because Galatasaray mum and I just some down by a man. I just am one. One some Juma Panning, and your day update and Swatepa. Na Enunti me say, manager, send them about to Ganano say, one mother somewhere stand a your coach, your family Shanos Paletti, a contract, or one for Giorgio Chiellini, or no, and all company for the Ruby. Chiellini say, BBA Chelsea coach in the best now. I'm going to contract extension, contract renewal. I get there and no, and some other basso. Now, summer transfer market in a be other call and a be a basara be a manager and some never to me about a squad on one cousin so far. You're then I'm telling you and some at the Emma. Now, Mamma Corona Fonsa, Raul Asensio, and none of permitted by Emma McCutcheon's ambulance now, and then Raul Asensio, Echo Hospital, Emma. And I draw and some cranny about your game. No, one say ICU equipped. Now, so intensive care unit and your mono, Sabian, say, I want a ambulance. Now, make a choice. Say, woman to Sadia down. I'm a much so and you may come on here down Machina. Woman, some other Buffy. Now, and none of play latest. A woman and some other say, Madrid, a boy, Raul Asensio. I will not problem and some on a corner. I almost say, testing a buy and some are very positive. Now, yes, doctors never so and some Amonitano. Yaw the Otia pa on Sasa Kono and some I never see one to know. I'm not what yaw. Never on the Coso Monitano and when we visit on some Coafie and also I'm a discharge and I just say and you may again to Jesabia. Burnham, I will be proud to nephew at be any day ever Brano Peno. You're updating and some at the Alpa and Real Madrid almost stadium now just be a banner Cassiana. One some other stadium no one ya almost say no racism, not just say no to racism and no I no racism and no I message at Samra Real Madrid almost supporters no one some other by another play Yababa Roma studios at the show and some about Fena Benfica one team no free hotel many moment to Basinum I ready manager As I will be a Jose Moruna Dikai, Anuka Dikan Pia, done a back Banjafe, and Benfica Timino, right from Omo Hotel, one more core airport, normal connected, and somebody are called airport to Galaho, and I just want to Kakwa, one more Boasso name Poebia domestically, one more match Saka league, any identity, one more some not swabo. Now, so like Samame and Tokona, a crosswalk crossing and Toko, police one and Omo Bo Aya Benfica. Woman supporters because who are Shindada. When I last week, Moya Niama Basa or Promo Ma, Yakasha Muslim Tiana, Mode Ba, Ayachas or Dabu Kakaway, I just also Krakatro, Sir Utie, and Anno Player. May your South story make a choice for one and a wife, and then a monkey and kitten about stadium and Ra. Nebumaya affected a Koraweno, report to me, so police one, Nam Amo Bo Ayabenfika, woman supporters now for a woman and Kodaso Cow. Na phone back was say one bomb person about Bemano, one not traumatized. Essence a dear could any hoon and rock. Aya Korabia, one shall come ball as some crowd or so Ebia come ball as some crobacane. Bankan Kodan could get away, Ebian can in Panifono, Wamu Conche, Ayamre, Nankabian Kotei, and some Bawanum, and also Stadium, Abba supporter, and Yomutinum, Swabidin Papachi, Aya Swaba Stadium, near Buamon from Akodakitro, and Yoma Elcosuma Kodano, and Su Akodada from Ebima Aya affected that. Nessa or bomb pai sa ne ba no sadio we ensom ansha akoda no so enkonko se we yakra ne nyina no ensom aye kakra firi wo adempa enano pai no ensom awo show no so enwa Shwameni go nam se unia first ever go Champions League ne mo da eno Shwameni go so na efa na Shwameni say before the game omoya warm up no na omoya babia no abo na she omoya ba no abo na she ne warm up time but we say coach Alvaro Abalua e ka jan se bo no ya mo nyina finfin kwa onkwa ni mu na onko support attack no na the moment obe join attack at the chance ebeba we betimi ya she go who knows ampa e no some join attack ho and about Federico Valverde and some setting up one some slotty home Emma Saida your friend Real Madrid Emma Nano Peno your bo Ayakodana your friend says Shwameni and some abaso na Tibu Kotua and your goalkeeper no so your Juma Enwa one was our Kotua say Man City and as a Sporting Lisbon open there and also so be yeah, we be hearing say there. Abaya Man City mum nempa bono say basisa. Na say boys le komo ya wesa draw no. Say the pansa na ya draw. Aha, dia man for kana code bona. One boni ade ba to mo say nya no kra. Ba wonu ya say, one the OHP say basisa. Na be at this time enkonko ya Man City sense the last 7 years down there na probia. One more tie draw aya Man City I know and some aya sama kotoa. One some aya tuka. Na Vinicius Mono was slow, say Peja the last best 8 matches. Some about Vinicius Mono was slow. Now, what say Vini? I was the most goal contribution. I was UEFA Champions League. Woman knockout. I was the last 8 seasons. Now, say the last 8 seasons, you know, I have 14 goals and 12 assists. I was Champions League knockout rounds. And I brought to say Vinicius, you know, one of some material. Nesenti on one teammate and Faris Trent Alexander Arnold Abaso na Arnold after the game was boy no onimajuma na said the one senior from according to Trent no was say Sebekoye ama Real Madrid woman here Vinicius apa ana Sebekoye so boy no form no and some very instrumental no and ababuama chasa Real Madrid title bia woman some abaso mu tibia no woman ebeti identify there were very important ama team no yintie Arnold.
The same as usual, you know, he's very chilled, very relaxed. He knows his quality, he knows what he brings to the team, he knows what kind of player he is and how good he is, and he likes to express that on the pitch. So we try to give him the ball as much as possible, let him do what he does best, and he helps the team. You know, he scored very important goals for us so far this season, and you know, if he keeps playing the way he does, then we have a better chance of being successful this season because you know he's a game changer, he's a game winner, and he's somebody who will help us win trophies. The same as usual, you know, he's very chilled, very relaxed.
Sema branch friends Arnold and I'll tell you then accepts Emma for an auto pay and some our show so live on Facebook no Wontumi FM 101.3 and I am on here can say a QR code and so I just Facebook no so I say TV no sha about say QR code at the bottom right corner no a quick response code no Wontumi FM 101.3 Kumase or phone and it was really do to Abba. I guess I am paid to Abba make us say no yet to us the stories some minimum mouse and mensa men will let you know my fee women are branch of us I Dr. Kwame Bomb I Bonnie Ansu woman you know some so Robert and Yan and La Passanum woman some Cheerios and sir woman some Montana make us a YouTube no and also some Wontumi TV live and some our YouTube Wontumi TV live and I don't pay no I had yes our boss one also Sabet Miaka I Juma the Wontumi TV live for YouTube no so no about say I Beggars Bonster or no and some mention my face and man to be Arisa I just Mark Bastonum and Chasa Jeffy Jonanum woman you know mention na ya no yate abadi Solomon you know woman some form heat area free I just YouTube no so abana pay no ya go so any update you know and some but what say Real Madrid says hey woman Kenya me are much na draw na either say be Man City and I say be sport you know report to me you say enra make a choose Mbappe ebe me say be 3 matches and pay woman the abasa be say 10 days ekosi ayo 2 weeks and no ayo 14 days and a player you for say Mbappe ayo bi ono and some other me say na mom oba recover say be am first leg our Champions League no round round of 16 no one some betimi abobie na Jameson can say Jude Bellingham eba me say round of 16 no and what Dennis Ceballos eba me say round of 16 and then what no Eda Militao so yobia one some eba me say omumiensa Wontumi ma back in time and boss game no and some from Madrid and I update Liverpool for no mobile fansa ran Raffenbeck and yeah mo fa ma money mu na Madrid for say omuko Vitinha ho na Vitinha de na nye of which I dey kan ya ba to Gaza and Paris Saint-Germain for Vitinha no wo mo nton ne enton ne china no wo mo so mo next target I ran Raffenbeck so baba na wa baba number 6 adwuma no and some adema tunity na ye kase no wo mo so monitor current development and say omo betim dia fa Arnold and so maybe Arnold that didn't come on was here ne nchen mu any adema akodai and some adwa sesenti o say wo mo some who the umbe said about Codano and some bestia were Madrid and bar. Yana die pass akwana be kase tabi anyare so no som abeko na si Ronaldo mekano no person Ronaldo yese wa fe UEFA Champions League na wonya Champions League wa Europa wa be sabanti si Ronaldo abaso oba wonum se me no kase UD Ameria e was Spain aya chase segunda ne mo na report amensa kan se UD Ameria team no Ronaldo ababa she down Ronaldo abato 25% a investment ketwa kra ana branch aban say see Ronaldo no wado so ababe na Ronaldo ayo bia do so kan nyina no enso an say Ameria aye club baako a for some time now we monitor money adana and ambition so and say we betimi a contribute and our football no enso say Spain aye club baako buy no we mo jono fell so say nyoma ko kama eman e wo hontina say any ono so abeso e bibidia and odinisi Ebeshem UD Ameria and Ronaldo so didn't kakra babasha and 25% and no report to say can say openina and I can say why president Adama Ameria Timno one Saudi Arabia ni your son Mohammed Al Karaiji will be a Ronaldo ever from you I call a Saudi no yes no Timan pa and to Mohammed Al Karaiji no and I'm saying on Ronaldo come and we some about 25% a stake our team ni mua ya done update na eba bansa for no manka Saudi woman na kasasa kura na be sente the contract ama team no kasa no woman sem akaketua bi akoda no wobenya sign until 2030 at the club na and then I update eba ebium aye player fans Eric Garcia say about one aba so no one country be about obi ani be about na ba akọ na makatro say within aye bansa woman squad ni mo asan kodani nyina na wala potanko because aye bi da wono na mo say wo to mo ba ensom adema because ena ba bia club na kokodu ene say dey su ko aye say wo mo sika sam enya ene adeni nyina no wo fa kire koto adema ni ba fra wo mo so wan hwa do ba badwiri akuntina emsa konfoboni a wo tena hom ama ye wo to ba say je so mo to aba no ensom adema no wa bana ewe Garcia mo nyina so mo ni ba bia mo to mo ba no ensom adiako na Inter Milan team no wonder what say na me ya do sama enyoma be sisi rough ma be come na no ya say wo meja plus ni bi kwan e bi so be call na no pe report amenya no say Marcus Thuram ayobia Interfor say the modern of fam ti Marcus Thuram wo mo be say summer transfer market ni bia wo mo jano kwan enom aye one because na enkoye kra say onka omo plans ehubiem ti akoda no wo mo abeton mienu aya Kanchala Noglu wo ka say transfer market kwa bi last year summer wo no kwa na ka kitro bi na Kanchala Noglu no wo join aye Turkish club Galatasaray no ani ate na mum yahudi aye ama so be ka ye wo ba bi ana Lautaro Martinez mu nyina no wo mo be criticize aye Kanchala Noglu ana ko fan sampai wo mo resolve aye differences ani ate na aye ka say no afa Interfor say wo mo be jano amanako the contract ebium and some aye player you found Danzo Downfries or no and some aye be latest amenya so no so no wo mo be so mo jano kwan ana shockingly wo say kwadana you found some Nicolo Barella report amenya so no kwan Interfor say wo mo be jano make bia yo wanwa interview se masa sika no ba na twaso mu nko de obia beko ama chesa akura no so okobi entira Nicolo Barella wo mo consider no say oye for sale omo betimi aton na wo ma jiska no e dia run omo club. In fact oye player na so contract ebewu enom aye sama ya Inter report atwese wo mo ensign foforo e ma oda eno aye kakra from aso ye enso ante eba ma me wo fan say Benny McCarthy okay Benny McCarthy a time na aye man fama coaching Ten Hag one aye adwuma no na Benny McCarthy ayo bia o assistant coach no ana ne Marcus Rashford no ensom aye adwuma na wo coach aye Kenya wo national team no na Benny McCarthy was wo man you also on Ten Hag din komana man you striker na omo din komana na Emsal Victor Osimhen edin ba mu na in fact Osimhen kwana list no so no ni din abeda number 1 say striker man you abeso omo ban ayo Osimhen bra na amudin kumana ba ku koi betum sa hai wa ba ko AFCON we wo tone ba o she goes no tire bia se ya ko AFCON wo konso wa he ko besa ko akopra eno ene say bibia na obusa say team aba spend £100 million anya bia no win £100 million wo dia top player na tenaba o man wanya ko ade a ye ko AFCON na ye Freya Branche ebi so make say oh we and I said, I will league as soon as so will compete. What do semis any day was here no and I'm African players no more now no woman juicy deal and what teams I can see our Europe. Yinti Benny McCarthy, former assistant coach, now we are Man United.
If you spend 100 million on a player, you don't want to lose him for AFCON. And Victor Osimhen kind of name got scratched off. The verdict becomes like not worth it. It really does happen. I was working now at Man United. Eric Ten Hag said, Manny, you go on the board about the attacking players when we're looking to recruit. And Victor Osimhen was at the top of the list. He could be a great asset to the team. He scores goals. He works exceptionally hard. But when we sat there, one of the scouts brought it up and we had to have that conversation about the AFCON. It was a big stumbling block and made me kind of sad as well because I was like, my God, my whole career I fought, I wanted to represent my country because I'm African and they need to respect that. But yeah, paying all that money for, he goes to AFCON, he gets injured, he comes back and then 100 million down the drain. If you spend 100 million on a player, you don't want to lose him for AFCON. And Victor Osimhen kind of name got scratched.
Kenya, one coach, I found sir Benny McCarthy, and I'll tell say ya dinner excepts in Inano, and some other man to radio champion Masam Kose, Nana Wasumwa over £100 million. I could play, I know a bow, how do Fifina, and watch and why I say, ya AFCON about Konwa Coprano, over 10 supporters, Yamanum Soy, £100 million down the drain. That is one more to the Babas and I had to Jano, Nanko, Tumekaya, tell me you, Simon Baba Chance, or Sima Bakoma you, or Sima Baba Mayu, or Sima Baba Mayuno, na I no cry under 10 no, I do now a big impediment, a big obstacle, now a big stumbling block, and no, and I'm more Simon, I'm a Mayu, Sadian Kabiankana, when you had a social Mayu for JC, I'm a nano peno, Yadena Amta Trinano, and some Benjamin Shasko was say a Champions League. And a man you follow, one some other some qualify, and to can be also man you follow some year and to maintain a Champions League football, and know some about Inter Milan. I'm not good on a Pure Esposito, one strike and say Arsenal, F.A. Hokoi, Inter, I rejected, Manchester United, F.A. Hokoi, Inter, I rejected, because story I'm the kind of man will say. And when me jama kustu amunyi na kwan no I was Esposito ensum este eno aye kakra frimo ensum abanyamle na weekend way one big game aye Arsenal and Chelsea ensum na ball Emirates Stadium na report amenya no say Chelsea defenders na no make Chelsea center backs aka four pe na me tesa Mamadou Sarr Senegal yakoda no one sha obetimi start Emirates Stadium latest amenya no say said no ma esi ko kobam ni ade no enya one say Mamadou Sarr ebe start this game no enso ayama Chelsea match na won komo ana Arsenal omo legenda your phone Ian Wright I say what do you about Arsenal bobo kono wo mo be sie Chelsea sadano na aye 3-1 ana omo be ma Chelsea ana post scores enso say one year ojiri say Chelsea for no either say Chelsea ebe she Arsenal ana so omo be draw according to post scores no wo so hunu kwan Arsenal be fa so a wo mo be she Chelsea ono mo say na say na o ma she Chelsea for front and back amemre so kwa mo she no so sa game Carabao Cup semi final return leg no was the Arsenal last minute goal and it's a drew time at Chelsea for no here goal no now pressure na aye more Chelsea for no pen no and a TC achira and am some go e by the way and ya bia na se bia na kwan bia so no Chelsea and sha wo mom ada draw and no aye so we fan say Paul Scholes and so area to dwaya ya bro no aso ya fence na fe ya ma bedwa for no na ye nto aso this aye Wontumi Sports Buffet. Salome presidency of Baba Sraiwe in Friday's edition of Wontumi Sports Buffet. Watching be making a date here we foreign ye bibiana fee of course and so abasun to watching say general pruning abeya juma abeja for ba yen to aso na yen fa dia kano and so what was it we pruning chairs here we prune china dem so we pruning obi a also ko against na utim na we against am no wentimi ansha o kwa na poli o kwa la ere o kwa la ere o so nti so o poli so the city ni na asin of course new now be I find there yeah be I come Champions League of course be I come because I know you don't want to AC the way many are no back. Yeah, one of them accountant prince, the way many are no no more answer let ye trauka. Many man at you. Me pay crano, the watching the matter the one mood that as I'm saying, Jack can be on some our war. Sure, a guy was a you know, what is a coming pay AC no. Sure, yeah. Penny, you watch him at 20 mood and none of you in Tamalan Pana or Wontumi. What's none of him being so? Oh, just over 6 hours or so. The American say you are watching you now. I'm some salary. And then crowd too lazy and Tiana. Everyone let me tell you, say maybe the Legion or the second. Was only a as only I want to be say. Of course. And you're not of you. Many man at you. Professor Lamti, so no manatee. Young way. Yo, and Rabbi Babelua Basopa. Now, yeah, or stories, so Masanya interest or Victor Osimhen, a story. Now, only Mbappe or 27 years. I know Paubusa Kraname, Nanami is all 25 no. When two account. Players be or what? At said Lamy Yama. You can't say 17-year-old Lamy Yaman or was 17 or papa. Okay. Yeah, Mikaipa. Mbappe say 18-year-old Mbappe or Chel Hopper. Now, Nima is around 34 years. So, Michelle age is me Busami Hossam say. Now, those boys no Mususa, and I ain't any Susa, and I need no more boss. But whatever it is, I have one story to tell you about Mbappe. The game demand as an individual. Why a normal Benfica game to be injury record and he would have to adapt in the game because naturally he's so explosive. Say injuries 1 or 2 be a pop up or the game man. Now
slow the energy down. So ni Mbappe pa. Ni game na ho den pa. Ye ka se obi ho den pa de ni game no. Ye se Messi, uni se Messi nyina na. Messi ho den nyina na ye the low center of gravity na ho den on.
Yes.
We are aware. N'Golo Kante game na ye can say ho den no a vision. When he surface off the risk and threat no. And ka say Kante na ho den. Ye se Busquets dia. Any vision. Tambe no huni po de mo ne be ma no. So ya no bia o di ni game na kasa gina so. Mbappe die no explosiveness. Okado o de Marco Rojo. Eno ho asem na me ka no. So man Mbappe take offer. So jona chidi. Me won Mbappe story and person me di ho kom. But me start ma do ne Benfica game ni ye. Eno game no ma jona chidi me say F Jose Mourinho or touchline. How na game no kono. F Jose. F coach obetimi I change BB our bra on your home. But I'm fit Benfica coach no Jean the dinner can I say
trial.
Maybe boy Jean and other they can so much for. Imagine like a Jose by game now, it would have been very different yesterday. But my member below Abaso, I really analyzed few things with the game. First of all, the engagement now the man midfielders to attack the box. My catch will say before a game comes up, to think of this, we a coach, ababusa assistant coaches, no, ababusa medical for no ababusa, we players been no injuries, players been no coach. Where do you want to be my way? You be back Thursday, you be load no. You say. By ya wada na ya can say, ochina efi na uwe o line up trim. Players no they need da ho, they na dream da ho bia no. By ya wada fiada on the line up on echo.
Wow.
Bar any circumstances during the warm up. Any players in the coffee saka krana no bibia nkosi mididi coach me raniment me na bia mamua by yawada Friday tactically, technically, physiologically, psychologically and yema for we na coach bia the agina so the selection players
till on train say be a few hours to the game
da bi ye no we trim na coaches ni bi ho a o maja be 5% bi e dia to ho 5% in say maybe a player be on ma or another player be bench no, but he gives the chance to this player. But how are you na coaches in analysis technical team analyze who say you for we nko you for formation be you for system be no ya one hwe ya e koso saa no a wakasa ha na coach ni de ye mu hu say coach ni gina touchline hono da bi discussing who and what play roles to be given to these players no any friend coach no. First of all, Madrid backline about Trent, about Carreras, Rudiger na Asensio, and ode Courtois demo. And Finfino na system ni gina so. And Finfino na it me e done and tomano by 3 different ways. Say a 4-4-2. 2 in the middle no e Tchouameni ne Adagula. Yes. Na nchen 2 no e Valverde all right. Na Camavinga all left. Shade bi o hamame. Valverde all right ne 95 for crosses. As a right back, otumi supplement Trent ho, not Trent to be twemko. Pacho what I say. So o check Camavinga house so also left back, otumi bebo Carreras so. Na Carreras so be twemko. Pacho esi so. Eti ko ba de sa no when ya do bebo Trent in Valverde. Without the ball, when ya do bebo Carreras in Camavinga. Eti triangle no be there esi so. Now, right back, right winger, and then midfielder bay. It is our checking Madrid the following film. After Gula support Valverde and a Trent. Naturally, also I completed the triangle of Camavinga and a Carreras. Yam Pachon Commonia clear.
Very, very clear.
4-14 the TV. Now, we no crown a flash call for the NIA 4-3-3. We know 4-3-3 way Yako could do box in the final third, you know, where Vinicius, Garcia, and then Adagula because in that case, you know, Valverde be protected Adagula because of defense and final third passes into Gula Subakonim. But ye beamna ye kwa looking out for the triangles without the ball, no, and Valverde, Trent, and then Adagula on the right, Camavinga, Tchouameni, and then Carreras our left here. Yow triangles in any. Now we no me ball abelo abaso because unima diebi. Once an injury be see game num.
Asensio dia no.
There be a catch on say selection na wo be ye no wo di wutim be say du abadwina dwembone ma wo wutim no kakra
say ekobase bia we obi pra
mo wo de wo bonya me mpa se ma obi empra ade na wo sa so wo dwene se obi pra obi yesi
say so one plan to one bump free mu unexpectedly
and until the
solution very difficult
mo but yan bo game ni
yes
yan confident so and until the catch say ho na ye coach no so to na sense of prayer no na coach na na dwere say or the Mastantuono eba originally Mastantuono ba Valverde beba inside na Mastantuono call line so na Tchouaméni a drop go deep
defense
a solve kakra but there's another problem so Mastantuono ba line so a so Trent so line so breaky defensively without the ball line so Trent in defend better Mastantuono omonachi so the other gula ebe kan ho amiensa no na hye Abelo awu etunu do ye osa hold you on to Abelo ade no Alaba de no Mastantuono de no de Alaba ba ebe kan no ye too okay
yeah
it's acquire like for like thereby maintaining the system not just on sa Valverde kwa ha Tchouaméni dropping
one say Rudiger be free ebia left one about right center back na Alaba na ba be left center back
yes na Valverde abo ba bia all bon one now you the identity later no the Mastantuono be to Valverde no move Valverde call baby oyi Kamavinga e free no and maintaining the same 4-4-2 no so me bibi say Abelo anim game ready now quickly center back in the prayer because then such many about central defense amana ye and also too many slot deep over very co inside only say easy to solve this Mastantuono kwasha nche hono mo like I see so very crowd on 7 afi na de right wing akraba but line no so without the ball ne Trent e be do mo agro how be breaky. Now the problem back on the Sasu Husa Belo solve even before the game amani Jane Hopaye the box engagement or the man midfielders no. First of all, oko 4-4-2. 4-4-2 unorthodox. Meaning say right and left wingers no midfielders. Simeone Dianibi. And ya orthodox sa gigs and Beckham Rika ho. These are midfielders who naturally and narrowly invert. Madrid first chance midfielder ni nyai. Tchouaméni go no midfielder ni nyai Kamavinga nya one big chance Vinicius born or twetwe fa no how belu pick up box no Valverde in a pin by in a goal pin here in offside yi free mu so 4 successive chances big chances for Madrid nya na midfielders you know why because about Vinicius top 2 onjina top 2 no or drift ko out wide
na be
1 na koka Garcia pe koka Garcia pa you need late attackers in Tchouaméni
or more kind of say one more crash box no the late crashes
offer Tchouaméni go no so you do Tchouaméni here but before that no Tchouaméni go in there on starting on finfin on don't worry on ba to board to twe na kamepe kana plus for the do mutwa ne ye tamonam Otamendi ba to board to twe this is on Mourinho like goal. This is on Mourinho like.
Sebesheno.
Otamendi bonu kro Otamendi onjina no hono mo. Bonu kro Otamendi na onjina. We go we na turn it no. It is so on Mourinho like. And Mourinho go at all. First of all, look at the sequences with which Omodelo Subono. Ya shade bi o. Omo na ebe yi. Nya Otamendi ni. And look at Madrid's shape. I don't cry Madrid are reverted. Omo retreat omoko. Look at the press. Look at Otamendi. Pressure be any so. On one ebano. And about 2 ball 2 finfio. Or 2 ball 2 finfio we no. And no man started pressure no. And no money na. As I call back to the box. Fear cowardice. Omo yamo show say you lose ball 1 finfio quickly. You retreat back to the area. Now you all retreat say ball no crash Tchouaméni. No progressive ball for about 20-30 meters. Or to one call out wide. Na DM na say be the man as Benfica ni 6 o game no. Watch it here. First of all, you lost the ball in midfield. No pressure, nothing. Retreated back into your blocks. Yo, onya ball no me shade kakra bi o ha say. This is what make us enye Mourinho su hwe ball no mato atwene o. Then everybody is going. Watch it here.
Okay, I feel I'm the whole kind of so Mendy no lose ball no. Otamendi asona make. Chouameni no progressive born by or no beyond pressure
no instant pressure at all. It was for one circle. Now he's outside a circle. And I'm trying to naturally in a human year. How on Paba? It's you share no pobidia mano. Said the mayor born the ban no do boxing echi. But why is every Benfica player going back after the turnover? And you tell him saying Morino sunu be ni players yadi and more so what the Vinicius counter never count there. Let's just say Morino defense crying. Look at how everybody left. So we should go away. Or release you have mommy yow. So to many neighbor, I forgot ban in some kakrawa. Then he had to release the ball out wide. And over. Should DM say the BO has say man. Watch. I don't go on. Now he's waiting for the ball. And hold it here. In every circumstance. Oh, analyze here. So many answer. Oh man. Should be a keeper in How not the ball to you? Obeba.
So maybe I'll free ban. Bina Zagrova Nina. Obose no Ju. Because owaha or ban fin to be free banner normal the toa keep a being to me save
Dabida. And as I would try far post to know, just a few good clinical finishes and I try the far post to know.
Show many bonus and ball.
Oh, but you keep because the keeper you need to align yourself with the movement of the ball. But somebody change direction, they are Wontumi and respond.
I think the match that video be to confirm Chouameni say we in the zone our table will be see this year. Now I'm surprised at Real Madrid. He doesn't normally come around that area, especially when shooting from long range. So video near England, France. But the Ama Shadrach.
Okay.
Zone no nya ball na no. Any baby or the ball no essay.
I'm under the
By 100
that is the situation.
Video class edition.
Apart from
someone one can say coach in the kitchen and say I won't go anymore, we should go.
A box engagement. Sometimes you need the freedom from the coach because look, Vinicius, you know, usually or drift to out wide. And no Madrid attacking and sending Vinicius. And what creative fringe Mezadi in the I must set it no.
Maybe or the born share.
So it means say or was sunu. Yes, but Madrid and Mano.
Oh yeah, the identity and the
opportunity.
Naturally, no, the number 84 from late attackers. When a team attacks with 4-5 attackers, no, yeah, not 3 across box room. Okay, now one number so for no kind of change. So usually and vertically, so no, but be a Chouameni journal, you for the goal frame. We so I'm not sure so no so so on until back we go post to straight. It worry no here obia or you need a very technical shooter. Thomas Partey no also zone here. Boys no SM nyina zone ni esta mu nyina. You from late attackers. Thomas Rosiski. Omo buy be jab already ato akire ho. Osno ball na keeper just so hwe bi. Now admire how short it is. From late attackers wingers in the box they come very late because they're not DM for us to call. No will be much Chouameni. But my catch was apart from Chouameni, the Gula Sunya disallowed Marco. Oh, come a venga no. Omunyanya shot more than Garcia no number 9 and this is the sort of second row sir. Coach Abeloa at the money players now my main cock fast in free Madrid game no so at the ABC I dream say Osimhen beba obe free
Juvenile
obeba obeba first of all Osimhen
6 can involved no Juve benya de
the community in the Osimhen no pese a penny wo honi nti obetumi atisika no so the footballers almost to say oba ya dawa de papa sika ko betumi wi ade ama so examples be brave
say so oba ya dawa
oh yeah
no best can approach me bro
Wontumi
and our examples be brave oh okay
yeah Osimhen is in love with Juventus but a tricky be a good marriage for everybody. Juventus at the junction bibia hwe good ya momo me who say Lord Kelly the watch ho na me pese BBC for the baba bono no mo free field so me who say Vlahovic mo anymore na me say no there's a falling standard. Juve they fully admitted this. In order to come back, we think of Italian football. Italian football has thrived on mafia and revenge. Mafia yenye bi no so who say the CCT. That is one. They also thrive on strategic experience. Number 3, the Italian game also has a very close market. The name I say, oh, La Mia, ma age no di or La Liga no. Estevao relevance na when you England, you know. Desired way, importance na we enjoy all France no. Carl and Nat wadam for no Bundesliga also be able to deal or buying ho. Some crank it and kitchen Syria out to Judy ho. You can be performing, but you not be the highlights. The league belongs to mature people. And until so AC Milan. Interphone per se be foul baby. Because they believe so about Milan do it my boy. What about Juve do it my boy to Chapilo? Ibrahimovic. Seed of more. This is how it has been. Go through the list for me, y'all.
Yeah. True, because Zlatan ball for Juve, Inter na AC. Andra Pirlo, a ball for Inter AC, later to Juve. Roberto Baggio represented Juve, AC Milan, and Inter Milan. Fabio Cannavaro, a ball for Napoli, Inter Milan, and Juve. Christian Vieri, a ball Juve, AC Milan, Inter. Leonardo Bonucci, Inter Milan, Juve, AC Milan. Paolo Di Canio, ball for Lazio, Juve, Napoli, AC Milan. Gaddafis, a ball AC Milan, Juventus, Inter Milan. Clarence Seedorf, a ball Inter Milan and AC. Ronaldo Nazario, a ball for Inter Milan and AC Milan.
What would deal no? Now when you Inter for no far Nazario say AC for mun use no kakra. All the players all corner
Kanchala Noglu grab a ball AC Milan a ball Inter.
Yes. Ono we kuchuru ba obejere ho no beko. All of them have been legends. Now Osimhen were prepared grounds on the first of all, if you so free Naples on kind Naples as about that. And maybe because I penalty against Bologna. I don't compose to say Kube.
TikTok, you know. No, Kansas on a shinipa.
A fain a walk of Funya, 70 in our bar. And they catch Napoli fans and they say, I am sorry for you guys. But in Penifobia or club, I know money may a gentleman agreement say, may extend it by a summer club will be a baby. To me, oh, Mamma uncle. Ne free on me training grounds on maka say fa cap no to a kwatena say na didi we didi na didi na de rubber na to no o mo say so emanete a pulpit bi obi enfa no no say no for over something year 38 years or so couple canonieri says Diego Bejima mo no obi amaji bi o me na me babeji respect me your competition 31 goals e did na mo kan and I'm show me metal and Okoye but he was revenge for the guys and Juventus also need him and I was starting one. Shadi be oh yeah and Ramikaso Simen you are flirting with Juventus fans. What should go am gala radio qualify for the next stage
qualification.
We also won't celebrate because coach we Obama no. What yaw uno side chicken na mall
obiaje
no catch so we area hot you are out to say esa course on to gala fans you know them how and no do Simen mamene. Not to go with the main celebrity because we're bomber coach. No, he's thinking about tomorrow. Upon giving another the Piero Cuccia picture.
Yeah.
And now Paco check it Turin. All the Italian Turin handles and you see me no postino. They are not talking about their exit from Europe. They are talking about why Amutimino a share to a go for training because Jonathan David lead line. Onihonma Vlahovic lead. These two players, Simen a super upgrade on them.
Run to me.
Juventus team Drew Brown as a team they see Osimhen Abatiso for the Christmas tree 4-3-2-1 Francesco Okaino Conceição on nene Kelnan Yildiz but two no be budget Osimhen echi na free man method no Locatelli Cup minus then there's another method that
obiom de no so bia
what's the McKinney free bit weapon Kefren from Praso 4-3
so we need from Kwano
Edge. Let's play a Juma 4-4-2. Let's play a Juma with Osimhen and then Vlahovic leading the line as two strikers. Let's build two central midfielders via Diama Osimhen. It fits the two people. It's a best couple. Juve needs to rise. They need a renaissance. And for revenge and mafia, Napoli Behuno, no Osimhen. Ashe Juve atade no. Yo, and you was back to Naples yeah. And your Procotina to my figure bio. But Osimhen loves this because the Italian game revolves around chaos and Osimhen is ready.
Well, may I say new Newton Lante, video analyst no na we no so yaye Fred Baba you kind of say output no mo ya mobusa screen no nya say be a ball for life on the first net the camera na fa na mo complain say light at so no say man output straight ti free bia you could be no output on sense bia benya bia clear software say be drag your formation chip player to as we fa o sinachi say sky for na no new name say na mic no edo be come na festival mo and so asoso na biggest monster me ba me say ho o say abelwa brain okay samum wona general phantom was say Abelua is the new Zidane. As I'm say Jumana Abelua and the new Zidane Omanyano and so no. Na Transkate essay Tony Cruz and a chair a Yeshua Mani said ye is I'll go baby ojina South Zone. I was watching a Cruz and so and a chair because
sorry. Mbappe you know for sake of time name meza so be hwede de ntino maybe time we become to Mbappe
no problem meza break.
I think so there are interesting conversations we can have free baby and Newton this year no on Juventus and the Victor Osimhen. Osimhen strikers instinct ne level of quality any adrena or the Bobo as a center forward no. And now you could see a huge gap between him and the Galatasaray players. Me sure sem konya you must concra ko besu mu obumu too because decision making was very poor. Now the decision to even join Galatasaray I think was an emotional one. Every Victor Osimhen part ohune se krone dome supporters na gematum team ni ye a lot of sacrifices say omobe na me maba be si akan dia amomo etieno na mehwe so na me dia kusi aka amomo abrabo aya boi crampo no yawo ko ba bia amanfo agi wutum enye ba bia sabi amanfo etan etena didi na wo so otena ho na so otena didi bi eti so Osimhen etu anamon bi ye na adwen sesese no ba bia omodom na mekode a obi antimi ne ntwe ho manso na mmom enyo bi ayi a kire ya na e kire emu se decision no making ne ba bia ogina sesese no in the next 2 or 3 years no obetime free one man ayi aya next season kura untimi moti Matt Davison Sanchez na your center back Lucas Torreira o midfield or dasobo Leroy Sani o wing or dasobo Ike Gandoan o midfield or dasobo yaw raise a lot of questions in some bebre one mo se Galatasaray for ni ya no. Nothing actually shows that whatever Galatasaray is doing now, a project Tibia on the field. Kono say we betimi ama bibi at the end of the season. So only to Juventus the anwa. And is a Juventus cast or pono case bra. When it also say we betimi believe the accepting players bia. Mu betimi akomo ni makwa J the Champions League and I say even the Italian Serie A alongside the Coppa Italia. May the video na send the Shadrach. Sheni movement say obey isolating himself from the defender. The thinking to give himself the space ample time and to choose his angle to score the goal.
And at a point or call it for ball or box na boys na tafre ball no. No jack clear. Osimhen is furious.
Look at the direction he was going. As a center forward, na chine repo no. But rebellion on the angle na free top say aba mo hunu said the city no confess so train he what drift what be any I can't say he knows say oko straighter off this angle na mepe on him say oko straighter obey offside it onko straight obey be anybody ni mumum so on him say oko straighter and oko straight is obey off. If you be anybody name,
how tight the angle is, and answer the angle was.
Shut up, person. Angle now is see, and what's our partner that we are through saying, and the more over appreciating the movement in ye. You brilliant. And then the right leg, you know, the ball the two in over placing bodies, and this is a player in the two. I got the new to say the nakan. I had an outside in the bebano. But Oko straight say ya Kobe off. But he still went to the far end He still went to the also be more. Then the first touch control no. As hard than by because Ojayas kakra between or no. Any Gatti. Believe in say so one side na one obey offside. Number 2, yaw. Also touch no nya any heavy. It is a heavy sana na so when be space anymore. The probability say Gatti 9. Ebeka bon as a clear no so because he knows he said the moment he drifts wide, pass never bani mu be do. It in the first touch no so be far. Yaw, first touch no so no kre e far. But because of the space na down Gatti tem no be emuniti no. Gatti na ndro so betima ko back. I was say Gatti tried to intercept. And that is the brilliance of a proper center forward. Hwe Gatti obesore obeba pass ne ko waka akiri. Maybe when you were free, waka akiri kra when you were free. And the one a keeper na o say so be piaba because Gatti no ho akodi we no. Keeper no so ba nyina why say na dey ba.
Nti asama na be ne makati kan that ten hard na komunya osime ne ba ya. Because ono no there one create chance na man ho. No one side the finishing.
And then our chi keeper. He knew the keeper will come. Only the keeper so be no be say. Only so be piaba. And eating another boyfu say 2 legs na no mo boni nyina they were not supplying him. They were not. Then the decision for you must go no. Yaw. Only say we are an offside position. Victor Osimhen knew. But he covered a certain space. A Juventus player an opportunity to get closer to Yomas. Pa! And then, come baby. Now, this is a player. The Italian Serie A needs him back. League, you know, lack certain qualities. Be a yaw. Mummy, no craning and cano craning fanchera womo. Look at the list now. Newton Kochiba, Cannavaro, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, all of these top stars. Yaw. Tama Juventus a ball Roberto Baggio, look at Andrea Pirlo, Paolo Di Canio, Edgar Davis. Yow, say you should the Italian Serie A. The last time Omunya teams about the final of the Champions League, look at the kind of quality they had. As at that time. Okay, so let's go back and see. Now, over Juventus team now they ball the final of the Champions League 2014-2015. There was Paulo Dybala. Look at the kind of players Paul Pogba. Quality players. Then the one almost had the final against Real Madrid. Dani Alves Mario Mandzukic. As part of that particular, there was still Paulo Dybala. But then they offer Juve players, no, offer AC players now. I say emu yaye hakakra. Because no game why dene as the chimuna eba. But you see, Inter Milan has the vision to let certain players be leave. Yeah, or make keep certain players be for quite some time. For example, Matteo Darmian Dasobo Inter Milan. What did they mention as no? Now Hakan Çalhanoğlu, they should have moved him on and gotten a different player to bring him in. Quality player, but I was not saying he's a quality player. Francesco Acerbi. They should have gotten good centre backs and also good centre backs. Stefan Divraj that's what Inter Milan 2026. Now, Dimarco big banners or castle they should allow. They need more quality. You can't move from Romelu Lukaku number of goals he gave you to Marcus Thuram and feel comfortable. You need to give him proper competition. Now, the partnership between Lautaro Martinez and Romelu Lukaku Bolengoli, one of the best I've seen in the Italian Serie A, competing for the league title. I'm not saying Thuram is a bad player, but you can't solely rely on a player like Marcus Thuram to give you the numbers that Romelu Lukaku demand. Knowing well, say Lautaro Martinez or injury prone. Yeah, Lautaro Martinez season be very fully be and ya next thing I mean I don't know. A more bet about 20 matches, 25. No, Prano Akaba, sa or your top striker. But availability is also questionable. So you give him a player that is always available.
Argentina for no more strikers to say Tevez Mudi Nibino. Omu prepra Lautaro mono the 9 be swa mo bon.
Ko no na thing or no be sure. And na no money bodo no game you would have made a huge difference. Yeah. I'm telling you, he would have made a huge difference. Now they will have to keep somebody like Esposito. me Giuseppe Marotta wa build teams ame ehunu they need to rebuild Inter Milan. AC on the right path. Yeah, I think AC did some very good signings during the summer, and that is what has made them very competitive. But what a performance from Atalanta and Palladino! What a performance! But I asked Niko Kovac, what went into the decision not to start Karim Adeyemi?
Oh, because sometimes.
So sometimes you ask, questions. Maybe say, what went into their mind? They say, Karim Adeyemi. No, a very crucial game against Atalanta. Atalanta at home, we are one team to beat, especially with a coach like Palladino, who has so much experience in the league despite being young. Among four appreciating the work a lot due to the fact that he didn't share the near Bonting, but he's a brilliant manager. Tactically, he sets his team up so well. On one time, set back. But normally, when he opens up his game to tell you, he said, "Whoa, you perceive a shower," they will press you, they will suffocate you. Or Mama Boate. Even nobody had not won in the first 15 minutes. But look at the brilliance of some interplay between certain players on the pitch. Zalewski, Kristovic. Look at how they came into the game to decide the game. On the team, baby, the ball, then Samazic, one player, our body telling Syria, or one of the top playmakers I saw in the talent Syria during the early days at Udine. Now, from Udine, Inter Copre wenya, Juve Copre wenya, on the name a mantocracy between Udine and Juventus in them. I'm not going to Atalanta. Now, at Atalanta, he has not been able to showcase what we knew what he was able to do at Udine. But then he came to the party. He came to light and he decided game. Kebeyenim guasie. See a bit abo competition pa ni akwako piemu round of 16. He introduced the round of 16 in the Champions League in 2003-2004. Proper one. The last time he back to back Italian team. One team so omoko had the round of 16 of the competition was in 2013-2014, 2014-2015. Within that 2 seasons back to back in Barcelona and Real Madrid in the Champions League, Then fast forward last season, only one club in the round of 16. Mukosi Akai, Erma, and are from Italy, and an Omoko final and Mguasi and Koyede. Ekoba Paris Saint-Germain, the Omoto, Etromochimpre. This time around there is Atlanta. Italy have who's Atlanta beat me akwana. I think baby Omonamni, they've shown a level of resilience for the people of Bergamo. They've restored faith and hope. But in the long run, I think this is also just another story in the Champions League. Paris Saint-Germain, Mame Betty said, Omuntimi nya di last season. Playing at a high level consistently for 2 seasons, Edding.
Let's not break.
Edding cry. And I'm a catch as a Real Madrid game in Edding. Both teams to score, Real Madrid will qualify. Abelwa, a good coach. But see, the only thing here said the big boys should come to the party. And I heard Trent Alexander-Arnold. The kind of passes I know them are Valverde. Now Vinicius Jr. These players came to the party. Antonio Rudiger. You need your top guys to bail you out. Someone might argue, say, "Oh, Zinedine Zidane," but Abelu and Zidane Debbie. Zidane cried so ne Ancelotti mu ye adwuma esua ne oma sana ne mu pija de ba Debbie. Abelu ano momfanse mutrim say ye de games coaches ne be bono fala. Ne money and I saw off the ball shape of Real Madrid 4-4-2 na 2 near Valverde ne video. I was like, Garcia no biem ko and I was hey na Abelu na de nie. And they were easy to play through. It will have Benfica no more cutting Real Madrid midfield no. Whenever Real Madrid tries on by pressing na omutimi bomb yi omufrimu sa bomb yi omufrimu sa. Nemum Real Madrid in the transitional phases to the strength of certain key players. Absolutely brilliant. Tramene, brilliant goal. Said the year won't come on. Vinicius Jr. a tormentor at the end of the day. Every single time on the left hand side. Or Jibon or Katina, dangerous for Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid needed this win at all costs. If Real Madrid can do something this season under Abelua, the big boys will need to step up. Who are the big boys? Antonio Rudiger, Thibaut Courtois. He is the GOAT of goalkeepers. And now there was a goal-saving moment. And no NMR Real Madrid brought to the game now confidence. There was a shot by Richard Rios. Or Jibon is your Pijamuna one-time shot. Thibaut Courtois and Sabaku say right hand side. No, he born after so. It changed as a son, your baby. That is a goal-bound shot. A goal-bound. Thibaut Courtois has been the difference in so many games for Real Madrid. And if we are going to perform well in the Champions League this season, he is really going to be a key component. I call him the GOAT of goalkeepers. The Messi of goalkeepers. Onim go da consistently. Whatever we are seeing now, say open source Real Madrid that go through him. And or there's a certain level of calmness be bred Real Madrid defense, you know. Say we mistakes crana, I am there. It doesn't happen every day. But I think he's a typical example of people Real Madrid more resource. And then no proving what born in here. Born in here. Proper goal bound. Richard Rose J born the na. First ball, where you crown or seriously. Where ye now born of Kanaka Ascension was Sankeshen who first goal now Rafa Silva. No one says, but we do it in a naive born as well. Rafa Silva, yes, smart. I didn't know play ball in the two net. He's a brilliant goalkeeper. Brilliant goalkeeper. And Real Madrid will need him for the rest of the season.
Na Daniel Prempe. Wow, Daniel Prempe say, hello, Fancy. Ask Akumia if Inter Milan sell DiMarco, who should they buy? DiMarco is the best attacking left wing back in the game. Inter has quality team, but the manager is learning from the job. Christian Kivu.
I think the first mistake, I will agree with him at some point, say, or more players by manager, no. But not fully, not entirely the fault. I think it has to also do with quality. DiMarco is the Achilles heel of Inter Milan. I don't know if you realize it. In attack, brilliant. In defending, loophole. Tembia Bastoni will have to defend Nipa 2 position.
That's money Zagi.
What I say? But I think the big issue for Inter Milan here say they decided to tone into the same line as Inzaghi team. No, they did not try to do something different with a different manager. Not every manager is like Inzaghi to play 3 back. But I think you can also have a squad that a 4-2-3-1 could bring the best out of them. Ubetimenya squad at 4-3-3. But bring because who midfielders beat is Piatore Zelensky, Henrik Mkhitaryan, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, Nicolo Barella. There are certain coaches that they can field and play a proper 4-3-3 and get the best out of them with pure wingers. Ometimako with a 4-4-2, direct, straight, 2 key midfielders, 2 attacking midfielders that could also cut in, give you energetic performances, and 2 attackers in Lautaro Martinez and Marcus Thuram. You need diversity in your shape and your system when it comes to Inter. Palladino. So beto umia team about 3 back. But Palladino, Edwin maybe who said that be most Calvini Mune boys be meeting my bobo. Edison we good, but me bodo bu pivot am. So there are certain games he goes with a 4-3-3.
Okay.
Then Kamadin Suleiman and Baba your money and your money kakrebi. Then they will try and get results. They need someone who is dynamic and can get the best out of some of these players.
Well, live on YouTube where Felix Ado and also say Niko Kovac is not serious. Those were the things he did before he was sacked by Bramunchin, only for his assistant Hansi Flick to win the Champions League with Bayern. The message, now when you say Real Madrid, we want all the teams combined. Just City is not enough. Hello Madrid, I know I Dankwa Emmanuel and Dankwa de teams no mun come on run of 16
because it is the Champions League.
Now did that say Abelwa is doing nothing with the team. Madrid only wins with individual brilliance. And
nothing, you are not being fair. He's not doing anything extraordinary. Let's use that word. But nothing, you are not being fair. At least
on the changes being in the selection.
But on your BB a broso, and I will agree with him. Certain players as soon as he's saving a job. It's not buy and our first also crow.
Kofi Pascal, I say, hi Fancy, I'm Kofi Pascal watching the show live from Seria Contombra. I will be happy if Barcelona face Paris Saint-Germain. Mama, are you ready for PSG? Wow, me.
No, as always, I saw when I ready for Barca.
Hey, of course.
Why are we going to say, of course?
We see. But so, as I
of course,
of course.
It's all about on wine.
We'll see. One woman also was say,
maybe it's a training people.
Oh, statement. And I said,
to say, on the Messi Bobo. And no catch century ni
say almost ya shana fa no
o catch century ni say omo ko busa Messi na Messi mumu and no way to the bubble. Maybe I want to speak with the size of these two clubs. And then say Ubusap me say my ready for PSG club bay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, PSG club. Yeah, this is Barcelona.
No,
we have our own issues. But as a PSG because we could never be because last year
according to Enrique, no to Barcelona or pay. Because I say omo face Barcelona Barca on one team then at the bat for Chelsea omo say also omo changing you maybe and some Chelsea have a ball. That was the worst of Luis Enrique after the game.
First of all, Luis Enrique can be very simple to understand. So the Chelsea bar, you would obviously have to keep the ball as PSG, you know. But against Barca, no, Barca will give you lots of chances with defense. Chelsea mount those spaces, you know. Chelsea will allow you to come. And now Benfica and Madrid the second goal, no, Vinicius killer goal, no. Na Benfica for no koi.
BT Benfica for.
No mo koi.
Mo ko pe goal la she.
Something at Chelsea dey Barca ne. What the person BG no. They give the ball to you. Because you commit space here to thrive on that. But PSG the Barca one the best deep training uncle. It would only be down to Obiara attacking brilliance. But where I do admit say Barca one weakness right now can say Saka say we Garcia and Akubasi. Omi no ntimi starting bomb. Omi no starting bomber. It goes at the detriment of the team. Okay, so maybe na me catch you say. Sabo blaster. O for so amate man be ball left center back ho no one watch because ntimi monko left ho. Jonathan Mensah so ntimi monko. Omi no nyina ntimi ball righter. So obo two no a na ba ko ho kire no. Basa Kubasi Garcia obo two no a the obo left no na o struggle. And usually no se Kubasi the ball. But I catch them say Basa be share PSG na Basa mum na ready for PSG. No one say who is PSG
because they are the defending champions.
Oh.
Paris Saint-Germain is defending champions.
You discuss Ghana Premier League. How many times you bought media man? How many times you bought Gold Stars?
And Gold Stars are defending champions.
Yeah, good. And let me say, how many times you discuss media man? How many times you discuss?
Say you can
be a Ghana Premier League. How many times you bought Gold Stars? So you defending champion. But and media man OGB. I try to do something about.
Oh, we be an independent person.
Yeah, you say Gold Stars.
Gold Stars only defending champions.
So how many times you discuss Gold Stars?
And I'm asking.
Gold Stars champions. So, but you must be the future Gold Stars.
PSG, no Barcelona, and I'm going to say PSG.
I feel they say even buying January, also say PSG. Why away?
Also, no, the Arsenal,
yes. But so why you say defending champions?
PSG for you.
Let's forget about PSG. Let's start the
PSG.
They had a good run.
PSG.
No way.
Why do you
come on, Chelsea? No, me come Chelsea. Me Chelsea.
You want to say Mutrine? Say 3-1.
Sabo, ashimi simbo bia ko pama. Me come me free boy no makomu.
Of course.
There's a one.
Omo be churches now dey show 8. No mo team. Bana bibi kitu abi o. Enti omo show wi a eye wo ye. Okay, so almost share Barca winning. How many matches in a row? About 11 games in a row. Barca winning.
Honestly,
I was an IPF final.
Their own. And now,
Chelsea either PSG or Newcastle. So of course, with a match me share.
Yeah,
open semi-finals, so baby. Say
Enzo the Kopama 2 players and me who are more now somebody idea will me. I said 2010 interview Barca Broca 2010 video. Yeah. Just a 2010 video.
Semi-final.
So if you can go to Kasha Crack and also. Me who just via airstrips and me who just sit on me.
Be careful what you wish for.
No. Me Chelsea
more form.
No, uniform.
More form.
Some of say you bet you back.
Yeah, the team in because Nice plan your draw. Burnley near more. No, forget the PSG. Oh, okay.
Maybe pay bet sweet revenge at Chelsea. What a Sanchez I bet you one grow. Badwashi,
Luis Enrique the crisis say onya Chelsea dia Jesus was Sanioma. Wanga so onya Barca.
Oh, you said that the team so konya team be more chances in the Of course, Barca PH be very nice game.
Oh, nice.
But media e makuma mudie. Me Chelsea never sign more habia whenever yan kwaje kra ne pe. Sa feeling libi na me pe. They sign when yan kwaje kra bia.
Money why no why money ba money why no why. Araho be bobia na. Araho de so ko. So obebo sa abo ni bi.
No, Araho ko.
It's like Chelsea probable teams will make sure
either PSG or Newcastle.
After no.
And I make us be careful what you wish for.
Oh, but ya wakuma bu pa ntu di lap besa babio. Kanu kra wakuma mu.
Ene Liam was
no one ho. I know ho boy no ho.
Liam was no.
Liam no
come boy no.
Ultimate Joao.
So Joao Pedro no ho.
Joao Pedro Estevao.
And Estevao. Kopama no Enzo mo ho.
Kopama first 50 minutes.
Can say
you never share is. Gasa wa bo fi bubu mo. Oh dear. Ramos here Sala no. First 50 minutes Kopama. But the ten say
Kwame Senyo say you see Kasana Kraje so fruitless. Someone never highlight. The battle was
Assemble kure.
Ebedro next power, but just one hamstring injury.
Satam game when you free na had a bad start to lose form kakrano. And a boy na
cancel about form the bana.
Oh, you cancel uncle, but the person should say Barca as a club no would never see such Chelsea betting me 2 successive seasons. You know, you only say. And then between Barca and Chelsea rivalry, the be follow. Yes, I let you.
Yeah.
Yes, I let you. Oh, sure, we have a few celebrity.
There be.
It has always been Julia Finance. I was also to upper started 2006. When I turn on Uncle Swatch, such Chelsea to Barca, so 2006 season baby.
It
has been the case.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, never said before.
Madrid is over sporting. What's an Alabama drawn and Sunny? Oh,
yes, of course.
I 11. See, you're not cramming your crank 11.
But don't say Champions League, a few mudaho. A mudaho.
Because if one more, I'll be free.
Company, when you experience one more,
it'll be free.
So, company could share Luerica or Behabaya. You let's think about this. He has a squad.
Buying for no crowd, only Jama Musiala and Buffo was our born.
Luerica will do such stages in one. Sa Teta normally we don't know Baba. Ebia injuries, suspensions, maybe you keep players be free or maybe a loss of form, maybe you keep players be free. But they tier one. Minimum Sabasa Samia making be brainer message the phone and use also in another trouble. Look, Basset Hono. Many confidence
to quarter finals and answer Miss Moody and Ape.
Why Chelsea? No, I have a little question. There
is one of since the moon.
Okay, so it's a semi ho.
Semi and I be a quarter baby and be and I said, finance from Mompe.
Finally, I said, you draw.
Oh, no, I'm say a projection keke. Say, yes, I must have some count.
Me mono, me possibly who resume crab. Me, you read the or trust how we are.
Be a quarter finals. Chelsea.
Number 4-5. I want to remember this time.
Okay.
Oh, the Chelsea 5-5. But
okay, when you feel talk, I say,
now 4-5 on the ball. 3-0.
Just over the
be moving to encounter.
Now, 4-5.
Yes, I have a set of one about
4-5. Arahoda. Who come on? So once you know who Mummy Amraswe, yeah, Bao House, so now still live on Wontumi TV, digital satellite, and live on Wontumi TV, live on YouTube. Facebook on the QR code on your screen, bottom right corner. And no, and that's on to so phone camera. At the transfer, I don't call a link, link, and either say be my browser or boss or panel. I don't buy a new page now. If you follow a new page now, and I'm saying, Facebook or more yama for me and Kasa personally. By YouTube, no, the attempt behind the genome. Chris, I'm saying, Chris, the Kitam walk around. Chris, Chris, Facebook, YouTube, no, walk around YouTube, no. almost streaming the live our cry nti ya no mon channel so my Chris and then what mo no so do si tie kire no all my foreign material bi amamo tie no enso eno no yemra wo ha wo so na Sonwak mo ma me yentu no ayemfa no one bi na fe yemra so
ya na me pese me share example me amede mani ehu because you say usually no achinye bebre no o ka kire me ameso me de ko mantimi akọ authenticate ho no ma say ya won ka kire me ntimi no me pade amede mani ehu or metimi authenticate me de mani follow Ghana football at the time yes start wo angel kakra ye ba asemi amekai me ni any written document bia me de back but me dada kwanto mu a local football no more meninam and on the African continent you chinchiri so anyhow born economy na me kasa na the person me kakra say there are leagues bi ho back in 1992-93 na you started a league na ye ba before na you better see the elite league issue and me ka na bi mo eda so e kontokwa e continent we say so na and then the baby e no we are no more talking about war. Omo the infrastructure na be sign ho. Omo the player exportation be sign ho. Right now league you know aye bono on the African continent and run IFFSHS for no the buy. I'm gonna rank it bia fa football ho as an autonomous body. Now I'm gonna buy the top 10 leagues of Africa and Ghana yenka ho. So yen count busa say oh and can share that hardly because it me export your players in the call. But then something also reminded me say players no crown no kwa o sa so ba and I'm so be am say oh it means so ko confederation it be ko Champions League but I told myself say in last 10 years somebody should remind me media man am say or reach the furthest or maybe dreams semi-final now call you know dreams semi-final now call you know confederation no so me busa dia let's just say no aya ko say yaw dani damu ye free mu yet we keep producing players because na na Rebetis for the benasomwa after low series akotokoba na ko no o ma ye deal no permanent nti players ni bi potential amatimi dia ball league amana ye me be catch say Emmanuel Ajay for Dreams Africa na no ye or Bodron D United or Scotland technical team a follow I told you Kalibi yen chine am right to Dream na no akire ye according to Nojolanda you see Liverpool scout so this soil is still producing quality players at the highest level ebitime yusu name there are structures in terms of policies as a guard these players no structures and say identity about 18 club league e we krum ha say edientia and you bought 18 clubs e we krum ha doso broso na me pese me hu ade krokrantia apart from said doso no pese me hu why because I say me di bon na somewhere 15 16 your boss 16 e chair ya in a twam yaw your clubs no so am me papers say me yi best 6 e free so me yi best 6 e free so
na ka 12
na above 5 now na force liar first 4 na me chomo ya ma me omo di dwa ho ba hwe how ya na ye tontade ye treat santade no mpacho wate ase wako boutique ya tade ase ajagumu ayase ode me kwa ba kire ofro nya ojo ho na woko because you face a first life for no doso usawe ho foforo wanya bi atokro kira ba na so agu bebre you think there are always options availability any value scarcity na the premium ever ye league ni echo enti nkra bia sese komoto mo ase nyini o division 2 no omo ofa danfofo omo ofa nuamo administrators boane mame apia ma those players no ebi mu kra edu division 1 omo amposo omo division omo ba premier no now premier they begin to understand the basis of this game coach bitimi you so frustrated mame ka se mincho there are coaches who in league in more mushe players in one mabam krabu.
Oh,
I want to inka omo because no necessarily yes those players and who juma form. But what you say? Near do mama Hamza mo. Na Hamza mo I polish mo. Na mo do mama could be mensa na Ignatius mo. Na Ignatius zito mo atu asoko. You see how enkalada nete. Banya sana bo nete sisi. Your league no aye show quality no swati. Quality no swati. Na esuna ati no say o sport players kwa. One here na okasa ne kwa eduabo because it because we all kwe oba.
I say enya some was all the one okay.
But only say all kwe o the 10 kwa 9 betimi abasisi for the level of the competitiveness we give team na all come no Wontumi obeba. Apart from competition no even endurance.
My guys and I am say ba could be come say all coach no say the basics no form. The basics. Your ball control ne without the ball movement, ball juggling ne sani man nyina nam say form.
And you money be wo hold mo your place ni bi dibrika bantem dodo. Your league no here a holistic reform. A holistic reformer. Yen show be yen say Messiah wo club league say or boss we dem ade no bi. You hear a holistic cleansing oh league no. E ke league ya o makom no ne pack bo 12 teams pay. So jam say make can media ma automatic qualification e be 12 no for whatever they've been doing, infrastructure, recruitment, player sales, players some push even court national teams me Ghanaian has what take me box from weight our league no more. The fan base you have nobody has it. Ghanaian has media ma take I am looking for 12 clubs. Baby I will be abusa ho me modi aka na mo ni nyasem. Kasa me boss so. 12 clubs e be kadimo. They don't deserve to be here. Because you know guase yawo. Your bond be like did asem na okoka say Kotokone has anche come ya be irrelevant no asem no Morino ka asem bi kire St. Alex Maximin was in trouble for lift no crab fast staircase oba we are fast steps no so sa no trouble eventually no crab ba bedru asem ya make yen did the musu nsa but no kro no work no we don't have the clubs to boast. Say continental level no bi nie your clubs ben beti akasa me ne sound dance ye pe oni ali ye pe oni Belusa the younger or the Simba ye pe which of our clubs and there has for ne Kotokone so de ho mo ayo mo fan base and anu mu mienu be bo hwe enya no ne be 2 years ni adomo abapari wo the Blasters games in China why? Because your clubs in the dorsal Legon cities when Piaka or Court before when Piaka or Court Tamale City when Piaka or Court RT when Piaka Kotoku Royals when Piaka. No, Legon
Kofa wonders. No players need soon salary. Huh?
4 months.
Me baby I walk on baby I know sometimes. Yeah, I say Emma mechanical players no can is a new. To say be a see as my can say you about 12 club league 6 clubs now as some come to you and as be for you or show maguno kind the number of players are almost at 12 and as 6 clubs anymore name imagine the number of players are on be Luisi or Majuma go salary no kind of dance say e bado do say na Emma kura. And you'll be also now be an Jumia Bono being a different team ako. So we are not for the sake of as a Jumanti
what's the media
but team no or 4 months on to your player neka.
Yeah, what's the media she has
so no. Yeah, me say already a punishment. The late Michael say na me fan crazy. The very dominant interview back at Fida them now. Me busa and say so time now almost fixing matches 3 p.m. no. Any young weather or down here. Yana Ohune say he admitted wholeheartedly. So we're done Satan in the M1 me cry make at 3 p.m. Forgetting some boys no start warm up 2 p.m. What must say? but a come the nipa no ntuanika wo sa de no kubo weekend
was out to kwa boy
no to match a wo kuble mu wan
match is not too much
na bibia wo ka papa ebeje won say dey fruhwe e sha ben obi na ye bibi mo obi ye bibi wotu yi so you show ya obi ntimi mfa one city and 2 cities ma me dada because on the conditions are there adwuma wa ha what must say but the moment you have do adwuma na kwaye kai o ma no wo fie bia wo frɛ make us say you yes won koto pressure draw o dampa so one verse kana mana team club on bia na say admin be free defend ya ma ba ko je penalty ma na abeje 10,000 na fu say dey na bisi
obeye o say wasem la wo ka say odi odwini place ne ho no na me ne wo ya adwini kakra but yesu ano ebedu weekend nipa ne eboni di pa okumase ha e na kwasi agiman yesu pa no so me no na water ye boni di ba bia because of decongestion and oye no o start wash town in Morocco soro ho no a no bi adwane no say na satam kra kojetia na kejetia ketekete no but you say achie no na ya fe na kwasi agiman o say nko wa ha decongestion situation ni bi ni o eti ya o se ba se be hu mo body a na ye be ma ka akwan num be ton ye ma o ka akwan num o our league needs cleansing na be 12 clubs no even a parliamentary body or a committee has to even vet be an budget at the league so like bakubu league there are certain times obi the fourth obi the third o league Manchester United they should have won this Ghana Premier League a long time. Now sometimes we be league growth because me league group coming to me in Africa they are not in the games na can be they are not the games na can be your league no akwan fa so say no e doso na yawo asemi american alagi dede de ne de omudi di natem me de kasa kotoko has been relevant me see football no if you continue to stay this way only some my task in the box in the first we around tray afena on gate to about yes upon Asia o eba Africa no kai nkobi ye the first slot in the Confederation League 2 Champions League 2
so how many years now you me nya na back o
da be ka 2 no o check na no I've already confidence na because I'm doing some the Masha Drag they say the atene ka kono he betime nya 1 pay you betime nya 1 pay the atene ka kono you betime nya 1 pay tie wi na decide the obekọ say Champions League and FA Cup about the ni cause FA Cup anko ba bia ya je confidence nya just slot referee cause coefficient points now accumulating over a certain period. England next year probability so between 7 clubs a higher. Why? Because the clubs perform better in Europe. How many Ghanaian clubs perform better? Coach Adotedi na ball for me last time a club went further, and then Coach carries it for Dreams. Now the so pathetic. Emami Suni so say your clubs in a relegation in you check place no obasa ba back Benjamin Asare odoli a relegation Benjamin Asare or the only relegation God knows Japansu or the Tamale City relegation and media mabesa ko Africa Saka Dauda no bofo relegation kotoko fano abatamu wa relegation with Olympics Antwi wa relegation with Olympics no one abai look at the players omoba clubs in the relegation in your place no must Elijah Odifo Adeni in the war as go to the Seneca Bofo about to Sakura on my left winger no or relegation of Father and that's in Wankurina or ne in Swaziland or Africa no one of the best heart to heart tacklers our league no medium or call Bofo or relegation in Swaziland one of the best tacklers yo your league in tone swim but your doors to Nintino and my place in Gumu Sabe cho it has to be rich. Not division 1 so yantiso nanya rich. Etu free division 2 pa me do division 1 no.
Dry.
No who say my brema so. Like Obama say. Any league ayebo. Mention tema one that score relegation. One that's free by match day 9 eno mu so make relegation. Obey the league no. Opa man fa table ncho. Co transfer market in a Ghana Premier League transfer overview match day 9. That was when 11 Wonders a year was so relegation. Your match day 23. It was by the league. They were not even ready. Some by league by virtue of Chono a Gunintino on himself. Dia obenya slot. Please, yet actually adre. Na idea near Hunubi. In a commercial call Goma Hiano. busa how many seasons in the Comoros about Ghana Premier League but I feel why wabre for an African standard in the Comoros wa booking face alo wa babo kotoko but I feel was so and can you know I feel like was so for kotoko and I feel was so for Goma here ni go no share no keeper no them for coffee Ethiopia no a former Bechem United goalkeeper Abdullah Idris a friend of a blaster two kwana no mujana free ona Morrison show mo go no fanto so na mkrama who keeper ntemo ba born is born toilet born in some na me say boy ashi keeper yi to sorry na me hu ni di na me say Idrisu na me call checking the profile na me say Idrisu ne debo no na me say ahwe go no bi o two Ghanaian players afere ko mo nyina duro mo pompon so anka mo si akande am clubs yi but nobody can be number chimney.
Gigi man of the match in the Basa.
Almost half of league matches are born in our man of the match.
No sin from cry.
Because you say, blast our phone for methoders for Moscow to Bako in
from home house on Banos to 4 from Bons to Ethiopia. Boa. Onyadi Asan Komamanaba.
The lad Musuji the Mohobo.
Yeah.
Those boys 3 years should have been here. Why can't Kotoko compete with Goma here for players?
Me can say.
Minibadi of free
bus no kono more to me ake but I mean quality wa.
Oh.
So what they make can say?
Why now coach Masokore den ba Kotoko loan anim kujo. No one yaro boy. Oboye. Odi ba bi okosi aka no. Straight Europe.
Scotland.
Scottish Premier League no.
Dundee. I think either Dundee United or Dundee clubs.
And Augustine Wacha.
Augustine Wacha course it was in 13.
From league straight to also course Scotland ho a train of us in 13.
Fans. Augustine Wacha as a number 10 no the performances are there the blasters no also more money show.
Papa and him could no Israel say.
So no is about Scotland.
Yeah,
free league no.
Be nice sacking. Yeah.
Now from a league straight to Scotland.
I feel Jan crowd the one league club.
I feel Jan the one league straight to Roma B no. Yo, say kasi be purify a structure league ya. Ka players the come on.
You see the big question that we always ask here say is the league short of quality players? Yeah, I think the quality no be honest with you city sa quality now person describing. I think for our league Aziz so to the Barcelona
straight to Barca B.
To the Barca B.
On your draw
on Odro.
My friend Mark come here. Odro Okono. One of the most expensive player our Ghana at valued at 175,000. That time when you place me in Odro no. And Baba Musa of Samatex. Oh no. And Frederick Asari South Africa no. Or me and sa and 175 or me and sa
transfer market officially before those guys.
But
clubs need to be more than and I say below.
Yeah, of course it could be more than.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I will check the statistics now. FIFA the buy now. Ghana rank among the top 10 nations on more transfer players by outside the country.
Yeah.
Don't wanna Gina Division 3, Division 2 because as it stands now, even in Accra, Rock Nation ball mini tournament agents about, but the clubs I'm seeing there near Benab. Division 2, Division 3.
The direct market, no.
Yeah. That is a direct market.
A bit na mention out to so a squad your coach here no way. Camarade no play league no.
Debbie.
Or Division 1.
Debbie.
Ninguém na players ni age no.
Players
the clubs no more outside more 17, 16, 18.
Okay, so I spoke with a Swedish agent during time I no more ball in Kulano inter-schools and colleges football no. Na bibusa ne say player bi say age say Premier League we nya say no say there bi say no omo hwe nkola no 17 18 eno na abrosu no omo nya omo 13 14 15 na omo kro mo pe because akola no as at that age no omo use the word coachable and reseller and value no obetima say nya
basics
na fi omo
Ghana Premier League player no so no age no so catch us say over 25 agent na mu nim se kwaku
and yet 25 about 28
what minimum cry what Freddy from agent for him say so cup tournament na meza ye ka wa kra na dia oba ko to akra na ne gina hono okay no the be 4 years akoso no so this is obo Premier League no wa ha be 4 years no be 24 afa no be fa na ko 24 no so ni number 30 or 29 what dey kwa him fa market be
na wa wonua coach afra ne mo project omo ye na didn't na omo nye under 14 and under 15 no omo ye under 9 ne under 11 ne under 12 but
the real age no
coach afana mo project omo ye no into kwa and the chese nkola na ye coachable ne say akola me de mani hu no coach afana academy ni no as at the age of 9 years and as akola na bo 11 years team na new a massive improvement because akola na suan de o ma bebre
is the yes model
it was the benyini ababedru be Premier League player we are playing in the league where coaches are complaining say players on boy league you know afina wo fa na wo be kire no say the city shooty
o premier
coach be na kai
oh yeah say how do you say now for the coaches ni gila oh obi ni udi nkomo
no
ya
okay muso asem na wo hwe Premier League game nti wo hu so mo kire mo so hu apart from say coach baby coach kra de no le won kasa wo e woni trim so me say na wo hwa wo hu say the pass no kwa ye de wo ho you see it me say yaw ye mpanimfo no omo fa nchine engu omo krom na mo ntwa league no so
why average players who do basic things mo fi outside by league no ma ye hu omo exceptional no that is the example Fabio Gama to be very honest with you Fabio Gama who yini free Ghana had no ko is an average player but Fabio Gama comes into our league and becomes exceptional because he does the basic things
ojibo anu ejato
control on pre no bebre no ejibo no dey at all
no me see the bia me bo as good I bash at time say the worker foreigners now no Petros Shetembe unzo kana as good the league no
yeah
new no me say guy no call university that time me say one time me say me kwa come through link le on say that time OFM
yeah whoa
naturally left footed new and I say omo natural omo left footed no so ni born ba no ni bo pa
iso anu
wo dey ahwe even Europe mo Francisco Conceição onya moment bia dan wo ntimi stop no
you left for
la mi mu Messi mo Estival mo onya ni day na ntimi stop no
if you left the crowd bobo dey rough no
Shevan Persimo
yesterday we had a conversation about
Mr. Shitembe and he can't about in Bella Modiano
but now you pick those players that came to Koroko within that frame of time. There's only one player who has been able to show say even outside Ghana he's exceptional, Bukwala. Now in Bella after Kotoko goes to Egypt, nothing it maybe game be normal to me in Bella about 3-2 and you'll be say yeah. It shows you the level of your league now. Ebono in Fege Koi or the Name Wako South Sudan or baby and Obo. Yeah, it raises a lot of questions about the kind of quality of a Premier League in him. And then when we are having a discussion and it feeds into it,
kind of competition or kind of quality because yes, also also call Europe also.
The make us assembly about quality in abundance. To say first, I think the quality is limited in our league and a circumspect to how our city rating what quality means.
Okay.
What did they mention as
you might be a quality player.
Yeah.
But
you free by a lot of Ghanaian players and we are quality league and we in free league and the different league of quality. Solomon Asante, Glass and Awaku,
that time
Daniel Nieji.
Oboche Liadimo.
Omoje boy. Ebinu Augustin Boacha Sema Waken. Oh, Majida Shimeru.
Yes. Someone know your waffle.
What I say from the league to the outside world. Now, those days, na sema na make us a feed to another conversation. Muda Siru Krako boy.
Champions League and Europe.
What did they mention? Europa League. Muda Siru boy. The time make us a feed into yesterday's conversation here, and we discuss about traditional clubs. And the mobile league ni mebeboa. But they're not almost here money ya kono ya then yes before they move from these clubs to the Kotoko and the Hearts and the big clubs no more right because if you offer from Paul Manso as an example said near Canon runner before he comes to Kotoko properly right basics and nothing about channel Kotoko
so bano two player from we don't teach those things at that level
so it means
coach me 3 points be so Afrina baba ya academy adwuma
na Manchester ni practice ka beto 20 to 30 million euros what do about Afrina me say the mobile net and the pass it. Yeah, there are certain things me league the money me ya say some of the players we love are failing to do the basics right because I want the opportunity to be well groomed and trained at that level because basically yeah, there are certain moments within the game more short you say pass the ball into the net
and Vinicius ball not that become Vinicius ball or the counter
mo say and show many days so okay
so the
like, kind of pass be when ball natural
when this is needed when that is needed
show many ogas all ball shorter but chances of a balloon ball was through
some of even great players Nimpo are suffering from that. For example, Mohamed Kudus. He is suffering from certain lack of basic things. Be also itina coaches ni be omuka say ujina ball so chedodo. I'm not saying he's the worst too. No. Like onokra suffer a little bit of it. Onokra na when you training war. Right to me they can't say onokra when you training from right to dream. What go through the academy and now what yes. What board to the top level no there are certain basic things that coaches were problem with him ebini dey omo say the boss specific positions be say 10 and 8 and a baby sir enyina boss want to change it will to Ghana ball Nigeria wie wo kromo ase e ball goalless no otina press conference ka say Kudus ye nyoma bi wo hono ma na ni jehu pa Ghana for ni jehu bossiri Kudus atene mo no as a coach ni ba bi a we free aba no eno bi wo so Kudus jai there are certain moments you also hear statistics kakra ball no so there are certain moments you need to let the ball flow
otimbo 10 or boy level to twem ko to kwa but be za person say o de odru 10 ya de 10 here but akwa 11 ho ya de 11 here don't be Kudus in all the positions
because the kai problem or start here na o kan say no je crosses na
Thomas
na or your crosses na Richarlison more the 2 goals
yes Richarlison
no money invest no
Richarlison
but no interest Kudus lucky basics so I'm not saying that we are only
now star boy no lucky basics who can say when to release, when to hold on. And I remember example say before so be planning start season or Tottenham game be or your crosses to do lines or no job no tell you no crano. Na the post match no way like I say pinpoint crosses.
O do line so no job no kwan be senako.
O job no kwan manako. So imagine on now go through the ranks no. Now imagine a Ghana Premier League player on no ball Division 2 na club no be fan who ana odin ko gina mu. It will no what difference when you club ma do ni man say twani kuno ya bobo no to line so a odrimi kasa yesi aban kuno na mama ni kire ma bensuo tiniti
when they are fans
so on that from no yi ball no say abensuo oya ya o se dangwashi no bom che ba as center back e bia wo yi ball na no control calmness Pejauti show player ne jemuso wonu de asiri wo omo ni so club on na heavy e kwa na pressure say ba so speed record na run na ba
me share move away sorry to catch you but move away pa mo ko pe bi re ache o le o search ya ball go so bi ashe go GOAL na bi ade fa movie so e be ya ma na guy no so omo fashion it is akwada keto asa like as no nimbo but or run around say man for say be a obenya sky card ya be fi na busuafo nya bi edi so ball no kwa no be so ball no kwa na busuafo no ntia se ne papa mo ho sa tetena o mpa adwuma bi nyero ho na na ball na nem say fichire ball no yi na scout because no no kwa no nka no so mo pe no mo san ne ba Newcastle be to Alan Shearer no that time na oba team ba go from no on a star boy o mo ko boy na onu yamu ni mo move as I didn't hazard with them
unemployed
now one training session we na coach no man catch no ka den say or bobo na ko far end on try say obi duru one sana ball na ide anwajo obobia na guy na catch obobia na guy na catch obekwa ba no home and he was like the ball is faster than Wunipa. That is why Wunya born a Jemuntem. Ebine no Valverde de ma Vini now kwashe no. To already tear so spending even 1 second.
Now I think say na Terry Henry discuss say how Bruno assess mind bomo calculation. Yes. A been example and excited with Osimhen Modiano. So are there also Obisian at the age of 12-15? Now at the age of 21-22 in the Premier League, that is what Nipakrono Asian or Ghana Premier League in him. So in your league, when it comes to potential, we don't lack it at all. By sheer quality from developing your potential to become a certain player, that is where most of these players lack. It's no mutu kwanya no maba because you be no be obeji go king okrumaji best player. Or two kwanya kwa after 2 or 3 months you terminating the contract. And yet because it's on a potential in you. Yeah, what is called the basics you need to do in football, understanding, reading, and executing the coach natural one to perfection.
And I'll be more about the movie no cry on Netflix. But I'm more than 5, 6, 7 years.
More than day.
Oh, more than 6, 7 years. Movie no. Still, why is that movie now?
Yeah, new to bread because new to coach. I did new to was also a child of commotion.
No, you boy, that's my boy, and sharing the boys will be sinners. Coach, yes, substitution player and already did run us through head of
Jesse Tugui. Papa, me make for that. Division 2 match, me first class. Yeah, the Ashabako, first class, I'm one person away. I'm one of that first night that third. You show my no go. But no, Papa. No,
me don't go for no your time and you do. Unya tama sheda ho mama.
Ya me mitimi hwe movie so just am was so fast.
Oh, was so cool.
Hwe movie kosi da just am was so fast. Come here.
Serious you
Yo, and Poba no for person what take no me free Poba say Poba. Aka 20 minutes. The all no second year no beba am be work say. All free field just no really just here from town.
So Sharon me da se pa guy ni o.
Charlie soccer.
What is that Charlie?
So we movie now. Serious movie. I don't know so the answer obeji the answer trimu deka krabi ni ade wa mo born bi o mo lose
enemy dey bia
but onya born na obetimi atwea on pass free kick no so be to ayo mo be bo ahye wo
no enemy dey bia
what do do level na fe my atwea man sa
e ba
le bo form
da bre
le sorry sister.
Oh, yeah, my man, I could see a dear in Incomo and I pay na Yankon Yankoji, Irish, our power specialist here by hospital. Yeah, my man, could see a dear. Now, only our way, dear.
Yamado fancy.
Okay, dog on some way.
Dog on here. The Japa Mamuna.
How are you, Judge? Dogs.
The Akawa Chilendi, sir.
Oh, Jumadi.